welcome to the show. Another week, another YouTube Creator News Live here, coming at you bright and early on a Saturday morning or sometime during the day of Saturday. My name's Doug, as always, here to share the week that was in YouTube Creator News. So we've got a few things to talk about. We're going to touch on BrandCast, which is big event that YouTube had this week. We're going to touch on auto dubbing, likeness detection, something called unique viewers, even some updates on live streaming, and a bunch more, probably some stuff that I have not yet revealed. We'll talk about those and more today. And if any time you have a question about any of the topics or just a YouTube sort of creator type question generally, then feel free to drop it in the chat. Put a Q in front of it so I know that it's a question for me. And as always, we're going to start off by jumping into the chat before we jump into the news. And it's all happening here, but let me press the buttons I have to press first. Let's see who's popping up. Monique is up first. Hello from rainy Poland. Feels like a lazy day. Yeah, we've had that sort of weather lately here. So I can relate. Home Rapid Repair, Larry's here. Hello from the USA. We also got Froggy317. Good morning, good evening, morning, evening, night. A lot of comments early in the show, even not even in the show, but live on the show. Who else we got here? Kevin Hawthorne 5257 coming at us from Lakeland, Florida, as always. We've got live stream consultants here as well, saying good morning. Good morning. Hope everyone's having a great Saturday so far. And just as I started reading out these, we've got some. Do I have a tune for that? Let's just do that, or we could do it more of a. Larry sent some 20 joules. Sent a party hat. Dropped the party hat in the. It looks like it was in the vertical live chat. But yeah, I think they're all available in the vertical and the horizontal now. You see the little gift icon in the bottom of the chat window. That means that you can purchase jewels and buy gifts and drop them on the chat. That's something you can do. So thanks for the support there, Larry. Starting the party off with the party hat. Let's see. We've still got others coming in that I haven't clicked on yet. John Smith, I don't know the rest of that. Dude, Sharon Dill, Doze. Who? I don't know who that is. Okay, you're trying to get me to say funny things. I think that's what's going on. Ollie Smith is in the house. Good to see you. And I think we've got everybody so far. So hello to all who's coming in, and as people come in, we'll jump in and say hello. Let's try to find the level where I can just hear the background music, so I know that it's running. That's all I need. Yeah, we're going to jump into the news in just a second. There's some decent amount of things to discuss. But yeah, as I mentioned just before we did the shout outs, if you've got a question that is directed at me, put a Q in front of it in the chat. That helps me see it in amongst the conversation that's going on in the chat, which always tends to go on, particularly if you're in the same chat, because obviously there's a chat on the vertical and there's a chat on the horizontal. But as we'll find out in one of the news stories later, that's soon to change. YouTube's going to allow us to do some extra things that we can't currently do when dual streaming. So it's going to be good. A big shout out to Chantel Views saying hi all. Not wearing the mod hat at the moment, on the wrong account. That's okay. But yeah, let's jump on in. Let's jump on in. If I can remember how to do this, it was only last week, wasn't it? Don't you have different people in the other chat? Yeah, in the other chat. No, I get them combined. In Social Stream Ninja, so I get both of them. There are things going on. There's some stuff going on there. It's all good. Thank you, mods. Here we go. Let's hit the right button. It's going to take us to the news. So we're going to get stuck into the news. and see what we've got to talk about today. The week that was in YouTube creator news. I should get the little jingle to play there instead of that thing. All right, we like to dive into the main stories first of all, which are like the headline stories or stories of importance. And then a little later, we'll hit the shortcuts where we rapid fire a few short little announcements, notes, and bugs and different things like that. So that is what we generally do. So first of all, I need to progress to the new first. We're gonna hit BrandCast at the top. Now, BrandCast isn't a creator event per se. Let me tell you what BrandCast is. BrandCast is like some of the networks have upfronts. This is a time of year where networks, say CBS, NBC, ABC, all those others, Fox, whoever it is that does a bunch of shows, puts it out there to tell not only let viewers know what's coming up in terms of viewing options for dramas and comedies and different things on their networks. That usually the upfronts are to do with letting advertisers know what programs there are and what they might like to align with. And this is what YouTube does at BrandCast. This is letting brands know what YouTube's planning. Some big note shows that YouTube is promoting on behalf of creators. That creators are doing episodic shows, and also different ways that brands can get involved and advertise on YouTube in terms of specific creators they might want to get behind, or shows, or one-off streams and different things like that. So let's dive in. What I've tried to do here is focus on some of the ones that relate to us as creators. So let's hit this right now. BrandCast 2026, YouTube announced a new slate of creator shows. That's what I sort of mentioned before. Launched powerful interactive features designed to bridge the gap between the viewer discovery and instant checkout. So there's a viewer element in terms of how viewers can do some certain things, which takes us to the first announcement, which is Buy with Google Pay. This is a frictionless, can you try and say that quickly, checkout feature for connected TVs, allowing product purchases with just 2 clicks. So if people are watching content that is on a television and brands are selling in ad breaks or with side-by-side ads or different things where ads pop up on that connected TV platform, that it is really easy for viewers to purchase if they have set up a Google Pay account through their YouTube, because obviously YouTube, if they have a YouTube account, they have some sort of Google account, whether it's just Gmail, whatever. If they also have that Google Pay set up, they've got that instant method of actually being able to say, I want to buy that, click, 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 and you're done. Well, it says just 2 clicks, because when you have the Buy with Google Pay set up properly on the back end as a viewer, it's going to allow you to just make the purchase. It'll already know what the shipping address is. It'll already know, obviously, the amount of the product is the amount of the product. It knows your payment method because you've got that pre-set up. So it's just like, it's going to be like frictionless checkout experience for the viewers. So the viewers don't have to go and fill in forms, the traditional checkout methods that we find on websites. The next thing is affiliate partnerships boost. Now, we've talked about the YouTube affiliate program before. Now, this enables brands to amplify organic content where products are already tagged. So say if you're in the YouTube affiliate program, you've tagged some products, and the brands who own that product or whatever want to get behind it a little bit more, they're going to give you additional compensation. Not only are you going to earn your usual affiliate revenue, that you could get that boosted by the brands because you're promoting their content. And that's obviously at their discretion to do that boosting. So you can earn even more through YouTube affiliate program. So if you're in the YouTube affiliate program or you're eligible, then it's something worth looking at. Also, they talked about custom sponsorships. It's an AI-driven feature that pairs. Now, this is what we call Brand Connect, what we used to call Brand Connect, but it's now called creator partnerships on our back end. But for brands, they're sort of getting it pitched at them as custom sponsorships. So this is where it's going to match them with relevant creators or relevant creators with them as brands for to work out tailored promotional promos. In other words, sponsored content. So YouTube is being the middleman without taking any revenue, as we already know from previous announcements. And they also mentioned, and I didn't look into the detail on this, but I thought it was interesting, but they're actually prompting brands to leverage some of these AI custom generation stuff, like with Veo, where they can turn a creative brief into a final video using text prompts, which sort of says we don't necessarily need creators to make branded content, although they could do that as well. But where I see this, the way I imagine it, I don't think this is a replacement for creators, but this is something like where they can make their ads quickly. If they just want to drop an ad that's going to be dropped, and they're going to put ad placement, so the creator's still going to earn money through ad placements. It's like an easy way for them to make a really quick ad that they can put into Google Ads and make available, so that they don't have to like go and hire a team to create a custom ad. Although they could still do that as well. It's just like where they want to put something really quick and dirty up, but is still hopefully effective for them. YouTube's going to give them all those creation tools that we've seen that they've been dabbling with in terms of Veo and Nano Banana. I was going to call it Image Banana, but Nano Banana. All those different things. So they're giving them some tools as well, but I don't think that's going to take away from getting behind creators and general advertising on the platform, and specifically targeting programs like we see at the high end, where we've got some flagship programming, even though it's going to be on individual channels, that they know that's available to get part of. I know Dude Perfect's got a series coming out and different things like that, but they're all on their channels on YouTube. This isn't like YouTube TV. This is actually on their channels, and YouTube are just saying, hey brands, these are some creators that we know that you can get behind, because we've reached out to them and asked them to make this content, or we're supporting them in making this content, so that not only is it going to reach more viewers, but it's going to be something that you can get behind and you can sponsor, and that helps them recoup the costs of putting this series of programs together. So Dude Perfect's got a series that it could be 10 episodes or something like that, or maybe 15 episodes. But if they know they've got the brand sponsorships behind them, it covers the cost of producing those, and then they can get them out onto YouTube for all to enjoy. So that's what BrandCast is sort of all about this week. And there's sort of those announcements on this page here is more of the things that may sort of go sort of creator tilted a little bit more than some of the other things. So big huge production there in New York earlier this week for BrandCast. I'm going to jump into the chat. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump back to here. Chantel has joined us. Well, it was harder to change. No. Swapping and changing channels. I need more mods. Yeah, I've got a few. They're not always all here. The ones that I already have in place. Oh, Smith is taking care of business. Look at that. Mod Hammer. Okay. When does the affiliate partnership boost go live? Yeah, I don't have specifics on the affiliate partnership boost. I feel like they've been doing some of that already, like testing it out. From what I do recall hearing them being talked about before BrandCast. So I would say it would be available for brands to jump on as soon as they're ready to. So just keep an eye out. I don't know if creators are going to know about it. Like, it's going to be targeting content that already like promoting through affiliates already got tagged, and so these bonuses might pop up seemingly out of the blue. So it wouldn't surprise me if they're already in play, and it's just a matter of brands jumping on and taking advantage of that, and it being appreciative that there's creators out there who are promoting their product. So yeah, I'll have to go back to my notes because I'm sure I've heard about this talked about before. Chanel says, I was getting myself comfy laptop and TV and the stream to click and came on TV was vertical. YouTube, I never won the vertical on my TV. I think there's like recent stats that more and more people are watching vertical content on their TVs. But does that mean we have to like move our TV sideways? I don't know how that works. Coffee in place. That's always good. I got my water. All right, let's jump back. We need to get on over to the next story. Now, Renee decided to drop this announcement very late this week on, I think it was Friday morning. A new metric on YouTube called unique reach. YouTube is introducing unique reach in analytics to measure co-viewing. This is when multiple people are watching together on TV. So harking back to the TV experience, not watching shorts, but say we're watching some form of content. And obviously TVs tend to be in the lounge room and could be more than just a single person watching. And so they've got a metric where they can measure that in a certain extent. We'll find out more in just a second. This helps creators improve audience impact and negotiate better sponsor rates. So this is all for the advantage of the creator, because you might have X number of views, but how much unique reach you have, how many uniquely different people are you reaching, as opposed to that's one view, but there's 3 people watching. You know what I mean? So you're reaching more people than what the views suggest. So this is a I can't say the word, differentiation from standard views. It counts multiple people on one TV as multiple co-views. So that's just what I was talking about. Unlike standard unique viewers, a unique viewer is where I'm a single person and I've watched the video 3 times, but it's only counted as one unique viewer because I'm a unique viewer. I've come back and watched it more than once, but it's still, you're just reaching one person. So it's sort of the opposite, where you got more people watching, but on the single view. Now, how do they do that? Now, there were some questions on the video that Renee dropped, and people are going, how does YouTube know how many people are watching? If there's more than one, if there's 2 or 3 or 4, how do they know? Renee actually followed up and did a short to answer that question, because that was coming up very commonly in the comments on his video. They use what's called predictive modeling. It uses internal models based on demographics, category, time of day to calculate the figures. So this is an estimation metric. It's not a actual exact metric. Now, this is built off industry validation. In other words, they validate it against standards like Nielsen and others to ensure accurate shared data language for brands. And you'll be able to find this new unique reach metric in your YouTube Advanced Analytics. So you should be able to look that up as a metric that you can add to your table when you're doing some statistical analysis on your videos, if you happen to dive into advanced mode analytics from time to time. So yeah, Chantel says this is a fair point. Chantel says they're listening through your TV, joking, or am I? People were suggesting, it's like, how are YouTube doing this? Because different TVs have different abilities to, maybe some TVs do have cameras or microphones that are spying on people, but YouTube wouldn't be able to tie into that, because that's brand dependent on the TV, the model of the TV. You could have an old school TV that has none of that. You could have a little set-top box, an Apple TV, a Chromecast. You could be watching YouTube on a TV surface on various different devices. So there isn't a single one way of spying on the situation to get a head count. And so no, they don't do that. They're using this predictive modeling. So they're saying you're watching on TV, it's this time of day, it's this type of content. That suggests there might be 2.3 people watching or something like that. So, different things. So it's interesting because they did like, are YouTube spying on us? It did bring up some of those things, which is a little dangerous. But no, it's predictive modeling. They are not spying on you. They do not have a secret camera on your TV. Okay, the next one is a live streaming related one. This one came out as a video also earlier this week. Renee and Barbara, who is the head of, I was going to say the head of live streaming. She's got an official title. I've got it in my notes, but I don't have it on this screen. Let me just go and have a look. She is the, I've got to find the right story. Oh, come on, where is it? I got them in a different order in my notes than I do. Oh, here we go. She's the group product manager of YouTube Live. They have product managers. So Renee and Barbara did a little video, short, of course, because Renee's doing them as shorts. So YouTube is developing dual ingestion. And I'm like, this is what I've been waiting for, I tell you. For live streamers, allowing simultaneous horizontal and vertical streaming with a single, consistent chat and interactive experience. This is what I'm waiting for. I'm like, bring it on. When's this rolling out? I said, I jumped on the video as soon as I saw it and I asked a question. The answer's in these points here. But I got a personal reply from Barbara. Barbara answered my comment because I asked basically, what's the time frame on this? It says coming soon. But, can you be a little bit more specific? Now, where is that? I thought I had this handy. I was going to pull up a copy of the comment reply so you can see. I got a personal reply from the head of live streaming on the time frame. But reading the notes, let's go and talk about what this is first. It allows streamers to tailor interactive tools, in other words, third-party encoders and whatnot, and layouts for both vertical and horizontal audiences. So basically, if I'm streaming from eCam, I can send my horizontal to one stream, the vertical to another stream, but because I'm using YouTube's dual streaming mode, I can point the vertical and horizontal to the dual stream setup, and so that I will have like a unified chat on the YouTube side. So you could be watching the vertical or the horizontal and be chatting with people in either stream because they're combined. So it's a bit like what I'm doing now, but with a combined chat. That's the advantage. Now, there's some downsides to doing this, but I think that the upsides are worth the downside. The first downside is it requires extra time to configure and align two separate video campuses. But if you do it every week, you do it on a regular basis, you're basically linking two lights. I sort of do most of that already with eCam. And it's also bandwidth demands. It requires double the amount of upstream internet bandwidth to broadcast two distinct streams simultaneously. I'm already doing that because I'm sending a horizontal and a vertical from eCam to YouTube, two different streams. I'm already doing it. So no skin off my back. Now here's the information that I asked about. What's the rollout time frame? It's expected over the next few months because YouTube is currently building the feature and doing some testing. And so once they're happy with that, they'll release it over the next couple of months. So we're looking at that probably in the middle of the northern summer. So I will be the first one to jump on and test that feature once it rolls out. I will be very happy to do that. I want to find that comment from Barbara. Why can't I find my notes? Why don't I have the folder open is what I should say. Why am I not? Okay, I'm just going to drop it right on the horizontal stream. I can get my... Boom. There it is. The next few months, we're still building some functionality and testing. So that's the answer. And just dropping it on the vertical so they can see it as well. Now I'll get rid of it. Beautiful. Dual ingestion. What I've been waiting for. That's my number one ask for the new dual stream feature. I don't want the cropping going on. I want to be able to present what I'm presenting here. Before I go to the next story, have I missed anything in the chat? Let's go back to the last story. Probably important to clarify this new co-viewing metric is not part of monetization information. This is about brands. That is true. That is true. Yes. I wasn't super clear on that one. Woohoo. Woohoo. Thank you. Thank you. I think many would just wait for this if YouTube would give tagging from mobile first, just saying. Tagging from mobile. Renee promises it this year. Like he's committed deeply now. So he has to come through, I tell you. All right. We've got some other updates about features that have already been rolling out, but are getting more details going on here. So we're looking at a greater expansion of AI likeness detection tool. YouTube is expanding its likeness detection tool in YouTube Studio to all eligible creators age 18 and older in the coming weeks. And so it's moving beyond the initial pilot phase. So this is like the final rollout, because they're not, obviously, likeness detection is an issue dropping it below 18 to do with minors and privacy. So that's why it's 18 and over. Eligible creators can enroll by navigating to YouTube Studio on a computer and selecting content detection, likeness, and start now. Now, if you want the full walkthrough on how to do this, I put out a video on that a few months back, so you'll be able to check that out on my channel. And if you happen to be watching this as in the form of a short, because I've clicked it out of the show, I'll have it linked up as a related video for this short. Let's continue. One-time verification. The setup involves a quick one-time verification process. This is a bit of a recap, and gives YouTube permission to utilize the likeness detection technology. Once activated, creators can easily spot when their face appears in AI videos, or even maybe non-AI videos, and directly request the removal of unauthorized content. The tool remains active in the background to monitor uploads, even if synthetic uses of your face are not immediately detected. Like so far on my channel, I do not have any matches. I've been running it for a month or so now. So you know, I wouldn't expect, if you're a smaller channel, it's probably worth signing up, but you're probably not going to find a lot of matches, because there's not a lot of people out there ripping off your likeness. But at some point, when you grow a bigger channel, they will. So it's worth having in place early rather than not at all, if you're comfortable with it, of course. All right, next one. We got a little bit to discuss about auto dubbing. YouTube's auto dubbing feature is helping creators expand their global audience by automatically translating and overlaying audio tracks to match the cadence of the original video. Now, just as of this stream, it's currently available in 27 languages. So this number's like creeping up and getting more and more languages added, with 8 of those languages supporting realistic sounding expressive speech. So it's not just a monotone sort of dub of whatever your transcript is. It's actually trying to put some emotion and expression into the speech as it's being auto dubbed. Creators can monitor international performance using their audio track filter inside YouTube Studio. This is something I haven't really checked out yet, but I probably should jump in and check out, see how many people are like maybe watching in like French or whatever. I reckon I'll probably have some in Hindi for sure, because I think India is one of the high up places for viewers on some of my content. Excuse me. Focus on speaking clearly. This is optimization best practices. Avoid overlapping speech and provide translated metadata. So you do what you can. You do what you can. I generally try and upload an English subtitle of my content, because it helps them actually make the auto dubs to translate to another language, and then to auto dub if they can understand what the text is, because I've provided them the text, rather than them having to do the extra step of taking my voice and translating that in the text, or making subtitles, and then it's an extra step. If you can give them that English subtitle already, then that's a step less, or the transcript, that's a step less that they have to do, and they can get your auto dubs done quicker. Now, this is the update part. Upcoming editing tools. New tools will allow creators to manually adjust and improve the specific dubs applied to their videos. So if there's something that's not quite right about the auto dub, then soon you're going to have tools that are actually going to allow you to fix some of those issues, or have them redone, or whatever it is that the tools allow you to do. So there's going to be some editing capability coming in the near future for auto dubbing. All right, let's have a look. We got Shark Scrappers in the house. G'day, the Shark Scrapper. Saw Shark Scrapper on the call last night. Tuber School. Yeah. It's super interesting to see the audio track views. Yeah, it would be. I'm sure you've seen some in your travels around the back end of people's channels. Let's see. That's good. That's where we're up to. All right. Is there another one for the main stories, or are we up to? Oh, no, we're up to them. I don't know. Should I press the button? I think I should.
Yo, check the mic. 1, 2. Live from the studio, the insight's brand new. Dropping YouTube news that's strictly for the real. The feature updates and announcements, what's the deal? We got the inside scoop on the whole situation. Keep your finger on the pulse for this information. Get your daily dose, the essential guide. Right here on Shortcuts, where we let the truth ride. Yeah, Shortcuts. Word up. Peace.
All right, this week's Shortcuts. Let's talk about some sort of bugs and known issues. First, let's get them out of the way. YouTube has resolved one major disruption while continuing to investigate another, keeping creators informed of fixes and maintenance as they do. Sometimes they drop that in your YouTube studio. You can actually see those pop up, so you can go and find those announcements rather than have to rely on social media. Although, if you want to rely on social media, you can. One issue that happened around the 13th this week was preventing video uploads. That's one that happens from time to time. They got that one fixed pretty quick, and so now creators can upload it. I think that was a very short-lived one. But yeah, I uploaded a bunch of shorts this week and didn't have any issues at any time. So I must have skipped through that little window when that was happening. There was another bug this week. In the feed recommendation bug, they're calling it. An active bug impacting shorts and homepage recommendations has been investigated. I believe it's probably fixed by now. I just don't have an update on that one yet. YouTube is monitoring and will update the known issues thread as information becomes available. When I pulled the information, it didn't say it was resolved, but it may be resolved since I pulled that information. So yeah, a couple of quick small bugs this week, and this is Shortcuts. That's why we keep moving. Okay. I'm going to pull some of these from social media. This one is YouTube is testing a new auto speed feature that automatically adjusts playback speed throughout the video to save time without sacrificing comprehension. I think this came up in the news a little while ago. It came up on the socials again. That's why I'm just sort of mentioning it as a shortcut. And this feature is currently limited to English language videos on Android and iOS, and testing set to end May 31. So this is probably one of those YouTube premium tests. So it's interesting to know. So this is where it sort of tightens up the gaps so that you can get through it quicker. It might even speed up the audio ever so slightly. Probably good for spoken word videos like podcasts and stuff for sure. I have that feature on one of my podcast app, the one I listen to. It actually sort of tightens things up so you can get through the podcast a little bit quicker without losing comprehension. It doesn't speed it up really that much. It just sort of closes up gaps and whatnot and gets rid of dead air, dead space. So I'm assuming it's something similar to that. Now this is something I have mixed feelings about, but overall I think this is probably a little bit of an abomination. Somebody has seen and says that YouTube is now displaying AI-generated videos created with the Reimagine feature. This is the feature. This is the one. Like I'm pretty open to AI generative stuff, but this YouTube Reimagine feature is the epitome of AI slop, in my opinion. Some of the tests that I did, it's a thing. It's a thing. But what they're doing is they're putting some of these, because they're obviously short videos, they can't go any more than, because Veo's like got a 8-second limit or whatever they using to generate it. But they're putting like a bunch of these together in a carousel format on the Shorts tab, so you can scroll along and all of a sudden come across this video. But there's multiple videos that go sideways in a carousel that play one after the other. That are like, it's like a lot of these reimagined videos in one hit. And the example they got is this Mr. Beast one, and it makes him do some wacky things. I saw the video that was playing. Obviously, this is a still shot. I can't even say it. And it was like one after the other, this same scene from this bar, Mr. Beast in the tie. And like he jumps up on the bar, he does some wacky things that people make him do using the Reimagine feature. And yeah, it's slop, 100% slop. Hang on. That would be controversial. We get paid 10 minutes of views if someone watches 2 times, they only get paid. Oh, yeah, with the last one, I'm thinking, what's that going to do with Reimagine? But yeah, so the last story, the getting through videos slightly quicker. I don't think it's going to take you 2 times. It's going to be like ever so slightly, the option for viewers at least to go ever so slightly quicker through the video, but without doing the whole, like, because they could just do 2 times anyway, because they already had that ability. So yes. This is the one I was clicking on. Reimagine is total slop. Yeah. I've never done anything that's good with it so far. Like I tested a couple of things, gave it a picture. Like I gave it, like I was watching one of Nick Nimmer's YouTube shorts, and I sent this to Nick at the time because this is when it was brand new, when we first come out. I'm like, I can't be that bad as YouTube. And then I made it and I sent it to him, and it was like, oh my goodness, this is... made him, like, it made him say stuff, not even in his voice. Obviously, it doesn't sample the voice or anything. It just makes up, gives it this fake American accent, really weird expressions. It's really like AI slop. Like it's like early day AI video with the Will Smith eating the spaghetti, sort of bad sort of AI slop. So yeah, anyway, I dwelled on that one for long enough. And another one here is YouTube tests one of Instagram's hidden tricks for cleaner video viewing. YouTube is testing a clear screen mode to declutter Shorts playback. So Shorts has got all that stuff on it. When you swipe, it's got like the thing down the side. It's got the link at the bottom and the stuff at the bottom and stuff on the top. They're going to declutter that with Shorts playback. It's inspired by Instagram and TikTok's clear mode feature, because they've had that. YouTube hasn't. It hides buttons, captions, and other UI distractions. This feature comes after complaints about crowded viewing experience on Shorts. Yeah, they're getting a bit of a cluttered experience, and they're trying to sort of get things sort of tidied up a bit. I'm going to jump back to that for just a second. Let's jump back to the chat. Drop those on for a minute. Shascrapper says, how about we just imagine tagging on mobile? Why didn't that come up? There it is. I'm reading it out and it's not on the screen. I'm like, what? How about we just imagine tagging on mobile before we waste time and energy on the reimagining crap? Absolutely. 100% agree. No question. Mobile tagging over reimagine any day. Here's, I'll say Roz for short. One of the OGs on YouTube. Yes. Good. Welcome to the stream. And it's everyone else saying hi. Cool. I do have a couple. Oh, yes, one more segment. Before we open up, you can drop Q&As at any time. That's fine. Put a Q in front of your question if you have one. But I will be. We've got one more segment. One of my in the Ask series. But this week it's not Ask Renee. It's going to be. We're going to be asking another wise person a question. Well, they've been asked a question, have answered it on social media. So we'll be jumping into that in just a second. But let's jump into this question. This comment by Rebel Candace first. Welcome to the stream, by the way. One of my videos just got hyped. It got less views than I regularly get for similar content. Can anyone explain why the hype if it doesn't help? No, it generally doesn't help unless, because like somebody can hype you. That's a single hype. You could earn a varying amount of hype points, but depending on the size of your channel, like subscriber wise. So say if you're just over 500 subscribers, you get a lot more hype points. But if you're like 500,000 subscribers, just short of 500,000 subscribers, you get virtually no hype points. So the hype points are weighted towards smaller channels, but you do have to get hyped by multiple people to get enough hype points to appear in the top 100 list. If you don't appear in the top 100 list, then you're less likely to have any sort of advantage in discovery. And so, yeah, hyping does very little in the real world unless you already get a video that a lot of people are getting behind, a lot of people are hyping. A lot of people forget about hyping. When it was first out, we got behind and were hyping some channels who were actually had it turned on. A lot of channels go ahead and just turn it off now. The good news is I can actually hype on my brand channel now, which is good. Just coming across a video that's eligible is the thing. So I'm just looking through my feed real quick on my phone. It's showing me a video from John Scott that has the hype logo on it, so it's been hyped by other people. Has to be like a video that's come out in the last 7 days. So it has to be less than 7 days old. Once a video is more than 7 days old, it's not even eligible for hype anymore, and so it won't even show up in the hype. Even if it gets a lot of hype points after those 7 days, it no longer shows in the top 100 if it happened to be in the top 100 in your country, your region. How they do it, I think they have broken out into some sub-genres now, but not really that many. I think it's a way of viewers showing some support, but unless it happens at scale, I don't think that there's any real advantage to creators in terms of getting more views or getting on other people's radar, unless of course they find you in the feed and it shows like the hype logo and go, oh, okay, this one's been hyped by people, so let me see what that's about. That could be the only other way I could see it, like maybe helping. So, as a tool, I don't think it's that helpful for views for small creators, unless like it's like a community push, a lot of people in the community. I think sometimes it has to be like focus. It's like a whole bunch of people who support your channel get together and say, we're all going to hype this video because it's a great video. We want it to get viewed by more people. So if like all the, your super fans decide to hype you. Now this might change because hype is supposed to change from being just like a free where you get like 3 hypes per week. Every channel viewer gets 3 a week to drop on a new video that they find. But what can happen is at some point YouTube have been testing and will probably roll out monetization where you can buy hypes and hype videos, but then the channel would get some of that, whatever that revenue is generated from the hype. So if it's a paid hype, then you could see if people are jumping in and hyping that there's an element of you actually making more money from hype. How that's going to work out and if that's going to be an effective thing, I don't know. People are usually really slow on jumping on YouTube monetization avenues, or like on the viewer side, I mean. Takes a little while for people to get used to, like back in the day when super chats and super stickers came out. Took a little while. People sort of got that because it's like dropping donations on Twitch or whatever. We see that now sort of with gems. Now they're rolling out gems or jewels with the gifts, and on the vertical live streams they've been there for a while. Vertical live streams are rolling out to more countries, but now they've opened it up to horizontal streams, and I've turned on mine just because I like testing new features. And it's taken a little while. I think viewers haven't really cottoned onto it yet on YouTube. like on Twitch, we have Twitch bits. Users on Twitch are used to that. Some of those people, when they come over to YouTube, might pick up on what that's all about and sort of jump on the bandwagon. But I think the uptake on those are a little slower because it's a new feature. People don't really understand it if they haven't been on Twitch before. I think TikTok might have something similar. Don't ask me about TikTok live streaming. I know very little. So I see the same when they first write out memberships. I think people eventually picked it up, and I think memberships is a little bit more successful. Super chats and that a little bit more successful. It remains to be seen how people are going to go with the gifts and the jewels. It'll probably pick up with the microtransactions, but I don't know how it's going to work with the hype. It just depends on YouTube's implementation when it comes to hype, when they do the paid hypes. Because it was mentioned when they first rolled it out, that's something that they're considering, something they're looking into. I know they've been testing it in certain markets, but I think that could be interesting. It's all gonna come down to how easy or hard they make that. Oh, and it's popped up on the screen there, on the horizontal. Speaking of jewels, Ollie Smith sent 10 jewels, sent the gold coin 10 jewels. Thank you, Ollie, for the dropping the jewels and sending that gold coin. It would have done some sort of animation over on the vertical stream if you were there. Probably helps that I have the vertical stream. I don't even know if that it doesn't show in the back end decoder. I'm gonna leave it playing over here. All right. I'm gonna quickly jump in the comments, and then we're gonna get to our this week's Ask segment. I've lost my place because I jumped down. Other chat say hi. Hi. I'm just clicking around. Here we go. Lisa, Anfield Road, Loud to Loft. Hi, everybody. Hello. Welcome. Didn't like how ClipChamp forced you to be online. I prefer working offline. I'm trying to remember what ClipChamp is. Was ClipChamp? Is ClipChamp I think I'm getting confused with a live streaming app that I had a similar name, but I'm not even sure what ClipChamp is. Do YouTube still do badges? Yeah, the viewers can earn badges still, so the badges are still there. If you talk about, like, for getting a lot of hearts in the comment section, or completing a course, there's a badge for that. There's a few different types of badges. There's a few different comment ones, I think. I can't remember what they all are. Shaskrapper says, I hate when creators pander for hypes in their videos. Like, I won't mind if they go, hype, like and subscribe if they do that. But yeah, if they work it through, it's like, please, it doesn't do that much. I think you're better off asking for subscribers or pointing people to the next video. It's going to do you a whole lot more benefit than asking for hypes. I agree. I don't know what I'm clicking on. Why would I buy hypes to give away instead of just giving deserving creators a super? Exactly, because that's more directly. We don't know how the hype's going to go, how much it's going to be, what the creator split would be. Most of the creator split on the fan funding stuff is, was it 70-30? 70 the creator, 30 to YouTube. So for every super chat, 70% goes to the creator, 30% goes to YouTube. Obviously, there's more direct ways that have less, where the creator gets more. The exception to that with the fan funding is because it's technically fan funding, but it's not fan funding, which is the jewels and the gifts, where you buy them. They're worth an innate amount. The jewels are worth an innate amount, but you could buy more jewels if you buy them in bulk. So they might be getting less per jewel if you're buying the bigger packs. If you buy the smaller packs, they're getting a lot more income. But then the jewels get converted to gifts, and then they get converted to rubies in the back end for creators to get back as money. Now, each ruby is worth 1 US cent. Sometimes there's bonuses where they double it or whatever, or give an extra 0.5 cent per ruby. So if you start earning a lot of rubies, that's going to start to add up a little bit. But you got to get 100 rubies to get $1 basically. So it's sort of the microcurrency. It's not the same sort of 70-30 split that we were talking about for the other ones. TikTok live stream is a hard one to work out. I'm 12 months on there now. Yeah, I did one a few weeks ago. I haven't got back around because I want to be able to sort of test it a little bit more. I did get a thing at the end, and I had to do a thing, but I lost 2 points. Now you get 100 points. If you lose enough of those points, then they ban you from live streaming, or you get restricted or whatever. I lost 2 points out of the 100, but then I got them back for acknowledging that I did something or other, which I'm not sure what I did. I can't remember what the exact thing was. It was a confusing rule. ClipGen's an online editor. Oh, it was online. Oh, yeah. So it's like, yeah. I think of Microsoft and an editor. I think Windows Movie Maker. That's what I think. But yeah, I knew it sounded familiar. Thank you for clarifying. It would help if they put the jewels in order by amount. Yeah, they're all over there, aren't they? They're like in the store when it pops up over your chat. They're all random amounts. The only one I can remember the price of is the 6.7 one. It's worth 67. Or I could just buy you a $50 sandwich box lunch at Vid Summit. Yeah, $50 for a sandwich. But that was for 2 days. Was it $25 a day or something for the sandwich and the chips and the whatever else was in there? A piece of fruit or something. Did you get a drink with that? I can't remember. Did we get? I don't know. I didn't buy one. It was cheaper to go to the cafe and get a burger. All right. I think it's time.
It's Ask Andrew K. Yeah. It's Ask Andrew K. Let's go. Get the knowledge you can bank.
Instead of Ask Renee, it's Ask Andrew K today, because I found this one on the social media. Here we go. Dude, just get tacos from the Texacan. Absolutely. So many choices. So many great choices. Okay, this is from Threads. Someone asked in Threads, I'm not the brightest tool of the shed. I know that, so when it comes to YouTube jargons, can someone explain the CTR and all that has as if it's speaking to a child? Okay, they want the CTR explained to them, ABC. So Andrew thought he would oblige. I'm going to get that off Andrew's face. So here we go. No, I can press the button. It's a very long explanation. This is page 1 of 3. So here we go. Andrew says, I really love this question. CTR, click-through rate, is actually only 75% of it. This is an interesting way he's talking about this. YouTube actually calls it impressions click-through rate, photo below. And you can see there's a little image at the bottom there. Click-through rate alone doesn't tell the full story. Again, only 75%. We first must understand impressions. So he's breaking it down. Impressions are the total number of times your video thumbnail has been shown to viewers since the video was published. Impressions are YouTube actually sharing your video on its homepage, suggested and against others in search, etc. So yeah, this is like when it shows your thumbnail on the platform, because it can't measure impressions off platform, so it doesn't include external impressions, but on platform expressions, yes. Impressions click-through rate is how we tell the video did when YouTube shared it. The reasons impressions matter is YouTube could share the video to one person, that person clicks through, and that's 100% CTR or ICTR, impressions click-through rate. However, that's only one view and not a great sample size. YouTube is communicating with you. If you have high impressions and low views, there could be a thumbnail change required. Think 1,000 impressions and a 1.2 impression click-through rate, ICTR. That's 100. That's 220. I can't even read numbers. 120 views out of a possible 10,000 people shown. So you'll get your video's been shown 10,000 times, but you got 120 views. That's a 1.2 click-through rate. To break it down, so this is his summary. Impressions are YouTube sharing out your videos. Impressions click-through rate is how people responding to the title and the thumbnail, how they click through to view the content. Views are the number of people who watched it for a specific time, because obviously there's a minimum amount of time to watch before it's counted as a view. Watch time is the amount of time viewers above watched your video. So that's how long they watched through. ICTR is one part of a multi-step process and alone can be confusing. Please let me know if you have any questions. Love this topic. So Andrew is breaking it down in great detail for people on Threads. So if you have any questions for Andrew, he's probably a good place to ask YouTube questions of Andrew is on Threads, because I know he's a little bit more active over there than places like X. So that is ask. That's the segment today. Ask Andrew K, not Ask Renee. Yeah, thought I'd share that one with you. I saw that one this week. I thought, yeah, I'm going to share that one. We're going to do Ask Andrew K. So I had to come up with a jingle. Because I can't use the Ask Renee jingle. The other week, I nearly did one from Todd Bro Pro, who's the one of the product leads for the algorithm over at YouTube. He was answering a question the other week and nearly did one of that. I think I had a busy stream. I didn't include it. Maybe one day we'll have a different segment. Let's jump into the chat. Here's the late breaking announcement. Nick Nimmin is not streaming today. The power outage, there's no power at the studio, there's no stream. I can understand that. So we don't have to rush to be ready for that, unfortunately, which is sad because we always like joining Nick and Dee on the show every week. So yeah. Been on a good run though, Nick. I haven't had a week off in a long time. I think there was one back early in the year, January or February. It's been pretty consistent since then. Let's have a look. When I go into Studio AI, I ask them to explain things as plainly as possible, and they change how they explain it. Okay. Yeah. Ask Studio can be handy if you want something broken out for you or explained. Whether it does a good job. Yeah. If you ask it, like how simple an answer you want, it can sort of simplify that for you, for sure. Baboon Moonshine. That's hard to say. It says hi. Welcome to the stream over on the vertical. Then can I get Andrew up early Saturday morning? Sometimes he pops in the tail end of the old show. Had him a couple of times this year, sort of popping by. I know that Andrew and Roberto will be going live on the Opens Clip channel later today, as they normally do, which would be about 1 p.m. Eastern, I think the timing is. So that is to be remembered. So keep that in mind. Yeah, that is disappointing. Okay. Extra time. Yeah, but it's like we could do a Q&A session. We do a Q&A. So if you have a question for me, drop it in the chat if you want to share this out. We might be hanging around a little bit longer today. Just do your thing. Make sure to share this out. Let people know. We have already done the news, but we can talk about anything you want in terms of content creation, YouTube. If you have a pressing question, or hey, I don't know, we could end up doing something more than that as well. No Newman stream? I am not sure if I can survive that. Might have to rewatch a playback from the previous live. Well, that's always an option. And that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool way to do it. Is to watch a previous show. It's 4:30 a.m. on the West Coast for Andrew when your stream starts. Wow. Yeah, it would be. This is like 7:30 Eastern. Yeah, that makes sense. Because when I'm like when I get up in the mornings and I see some streams from West Coast, it's like sort of early to mid afternoon on the West Coast, and they're streaming like depends on what time of the morning I'm getting up. It's like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they're doing all the things in terms of it's West Coast streaming, and it's not even dark. They've got hours to go. Doug, what do you think about me using Movie Maker 2012 on my Windows 11 laptop? I just, from the time when did things before we went online. Yeah, if it works for you, then definitely whatever works for you in terms of getting the job done, that's the way to go for sure. I don't know the compatibilities and all that sort of stuff with Movie Maker. I haven't been on Windows for such a long time. I'm a Mac. I've been a Mac user since I pretty much started before I started YouTube. So I do use some PCs at work, but even at work now, I have a Mac that I work on. So I'm Mac all the way. I have a PC on my desk at work that sits there and doesn't do much. And I think it's Windows 7 or Windows 10. Oh no, I upgraded it. It's Windows 10 now. I got it on Windows 10, but it was running Windows 7 for quite a while, until it was like no longer supported. So as a technical question, I don't know the answer, but yeah, if it works, then go for it. There's a lot of freebies on Windows, but it just depends on what your system's capable of actually running. Like I would suggest DaVinci Resolve because it's free, but it does need minimum requirements in terms of the CPU and the graphics card and the RAM and all that stuff. What do you mean when you're getting up? You never sleep. Unfortunately, I do need my sleep from time to time. Ooh. Rocky saying channel reviews. Miss the old days. Yeah, I haven't done that for a while. I usually plan and like do a stream, Chantel, myself, and we do a bit of that. So yeah, I could be persuaded if somebody wants me to like give a first impressions review. I don't have a mechanism for actually doing that, but I can obviously pull up. I can pull up a screen share. That's haven't even done a screen share on this show for a while. Let's see what happens. There I am. I'm screen sharing. It's a little bit janky because I've got video playing on video. But if I was on like YouTube proper, that'd probably run better. Yeah, looks a bit better. Looks like I'm not as janky. But yeah, see, I could technically do it. I could technically do it. I'm an Apple man myself, but my other half brought me the laptop. I'll be buying a Mac soon though. Thanks for your response. Yeah. And then when you go Mac, it's like you could be looking at, iMovie, if you want to pay for it, Final Cut, DaVinci Resolve will run on a Mac easy. Unless it's like, I don't know about a Mac Neo, but like if you like Mac, one of the modern M series Macs, M3, M4 above. That's not like maybe a MacBook Air, but if it's like a Pro or a Mini or any of those Studio, any of those iMac, that's like a more modern M series, they'll probably run DaVinci Resolve quite fine. Both Windows and Mac will run like a version of CapCut. There's like desktop versions of CapCut. Obviously, there's an element of that's free, and an element of that where there's paid features. So it could be a little bit iffy on that. But there are definitely some free options on both platforms, and obviously if you're on mobile phones, there's a bunch of free options as well, or free to paid hybrids depending on like CapCut, which you know, you can get some stuff done for free. The YouTube Create app on mobile, on iOS or Android is, you know, it's fair for editing. It's like your typical phone editor. You don't have to use any of the AI stuff if you're not interested in that. My Mac is 2013 is still working. Yeah. Like my first Mac was 2012. I had a MacBook Air, just like it was like the smallest, cheapest 11-inch MacBook Air from 2012, and that kept me going, including doing editing and stuff. And like I was running Final Cut on it up until when I got my MacBook Pro in 2019. I think it was one of the last, nearly the last, probably the second last Intel series MacBook Pros, which I still use. I still have that on my desk upstairs. In my studio here, I have a Mac Mini. It's an M1 Mac Mini, so it's the first one. It's the base model. Handles my streaming just fine. Obviously, if I throw a lot at it, it will slow down. I'm using an M2 at work, which is running a little bit better. If I wanted to upgrade, I'd probably upgrade this one to the latest like M4, or if it, by that time the M5 comes out, I'd probably, you know, upgrade the studio possibly. I don't know. But yeah. I'm a Mac guy. I'm a Mac guy, and you can tell I'm streaming with Ecamm, so I'm truly a Mac guy. But there's a lot of great stuff out there, free or paid, in terms of software to do the editing, to do the live streaming. Like you can live stream for free without a problem using OBS or Meld, without issue on a Mac or a Windows machine. Still have the old Filmora. There you go. All right, got a little quiet in the chat, not completely, but anybody got any questions, drop them in there. You know what? If anybody puts up their hand, if they want me to look at their channel and like drop it in the chat, I'm prepared to do that as well. Chantel says, I'm glad I upgraded my Mac Mini last year to the M4. Yeah, because you had an M1 as well, didn't you? Like I do. My M1 is still going really well, but yeah. At some point, like my next Mac purchase is probably just going to be the upgrade for the M1, and then I'd move my M1 into my other desk upstairs to be a little bit more capable, so I can do more video editing up there. Even though I can edit on my MacBook Pro, but my MacBook Pros are Intel, so you know I have limited direction to go. It's not always going to be supported forever. At some point, but I know Apple will support it for quite a while. Macs can be very challenging to scrap. I can understand. They need to do a better job of considering end-of-life challenges for their hardware. Yeah. I know what you mean. Particularly like in the form factors and how everything's integrated, and you know, a lot of it's like if you don't, you know, if you don't use like their parts, you can't like sometimes some of them you can't swap out, like unless you know what you're doing. Like you can't just put any like internal, you can't change your NAND chip for your hard drive to something bigger unless you get it from the right place and know what you're doing. You got to have skills that most users don't have, and then if you know one wrong move and you brick your Mac because you had to pull your old chip out and now you can't put it back in because you bricked your Mac. Yeah, there's some issues in many aspects of repairability, and also yeah, what to do with your end-of-life stuff. Like I've got literally, like the same can be said for mobile phones, although you can, you know, they do take them as, and there is ways of recycling those. What they do with them, you know, sending them off to, you know, like with a trade-in situation. Like I've got I think this is an old, like iPhone 4 or 5. I got one of those. Another one here from about the same vintage. I think that's a different model, but it's another one. Even got an old Samsung. Floating around, multiple like iPads, and then I've got a couple of old, like my MacBook Air from 2012, and then my daughter's one, which was I think from 2013, 2014, where one of them doesn't even have a battery in it. The battery swelled and it was taken out, and it's just like if you wanted to run it back when the battery first came out, you could put it on, you could plug it in and run it. But if the plug pulled out, the computer would die because there's no battery. I can't even get it to boot up now. But I've got that sitting around. It's like, it's got a hard drive in it. It's got got a logic board and a screen and a keyboard. But, in reasonable condition, as reasonable as they can be. Like, what do you do with them? They're just like sitting around at my house. You know what I mean? Sitting in a pile of e-waste. So, yeah, I need to come watch your channel. I need some advice. Ooh, yes, channel check. All right. We'll note that. My M1 wasn't coping with the speeds I needed to render a pile of client editing. That's right, I remember that. Yeah. My MacBook Pro chucked a sickie, yeah. Got a bug last time my channel reviewed StreamYard. Oh, that long ago, when they were actually giving out prizes and stuff. This is why I love building my own PC. I have a Mac just for formatting my books. Yeah. PCs are definitely more sort of. If you wanted to, you can build one. You can buy them pre-made. If you need to upgrade, you can swap out GPU, CPU, add more RAM. You change your hard drive if it dies or increase the size. It's so many different things you can do with a PC. I used the mug for my mobile. I'm just sitting using my iPhone 6s Plus. Recently got Apple to put a new battery in the last year. It's back at 96% again. Yeah, I can imagine. Media Radio Jingles Gaming TV, Gaming YT. Hello. Welcome. Good to see you. Okay. Now my next challenge is remembering how to. Okay. There was. All right. I think Froggy want me to look at their channel. I'm going to the. Okay, let's pause that. Let's have a look what we got. All right. Now I've got to go. I'll make sure I look at the actual screen so I can read it. Don't look at the eCam screen. Okay, we got Frog316 or at Froggy316, 1.57k subscribers, 3.6k, 3.6k. That's 3,600 plus videos. Been on YouTube for over 17 years. That's one of the reasons. Let's have a look here. Yeah, joined December 31st, 2006. That was way before I was on the platform. But over that, over 1 million views over that time. Hitting 1 million views isn't to be sneezed at. That's good. Been a while since I've done one of these reviews. Okay, homepage is. Okay, we've got out a couple of shelves. We've got. This is the featured video. And we've got a For You shelf, which could be random content depending on what YouTube decides that I want to see. Or it's just picking an offering. And then we've got one playlist channel. It's called 4 Years. And obviously we've got looks like we've got recordings from speakers. Looks like it could be church. See Walking with God, Book of Jude. So we've got sermons and stuff on that. We don't see too much else. So I'm going to go to videos tab, just get an idea. Yeah, that's right. I remember you doing the live streaming and stuff for your church. And so you got a lot of that type of content, church related content. Some stuff that's vertical, that's long form, which is interesting. No thumbnails clearly, but make that do its thing. Okay, you got your Froggy 316, 317. A lot of that lately, the vertical. Oh, we've got horizontal here. They're all 30, 40 minutes, an hour and 15, but they're all vertical. That's an unusual format, but some people are getting into that. And you're just uploading them as is, not giving them a lot of interesting titles, just the name maybe of the speaker or something that relates to what the content is, but nothing that's sort of compelling in terms of what the video is about. I'm gathering that this gets shared out through the local congregation and that, so they can watch people who maybe don't make it to a particular service. They can watch the message. You can see some of these ones. Like I like the lighting and stuff on these, and the coloring. It looks interesting. It looks fairly clear on the video without even playing the video. I can tell that's just like a screenshot from the video. They're coming up quite good. A couple more verticals. So I guess the question is, what's the direction of the channel? Like, what's the purpose of it? Is it just like an archiving, making it available to the local congregation? Is there a push to get views on this, or it's just making it available, making content available for whosoever discovers it, like local congregation, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's going to depend on the goals as to what you need, what you want to do with it, what the purpose of it is, whether you need to maybe put thumbnails on them all, which, you know, none of these have thumbnails really. These are all, well, that one's a thumbnail. That one's got like a pre-thumbnail. This one's got a couple of shots there. And these aren't even like in the same, this is just some walking and looking around town sort of thing. That's interesting. A lot of sermon content here, and then all of a sudden it's like something random. Big Ben, 10 a.m. So it's eclectic. I think eclectic's a good word for it. I'm going to jump in the chat. Good to see you today. Hope you are well. Not long until not long till you Nick and Dee won't be streaming today. They have a power outage in the studio, so they won't actually be streaming. So that's why I'm sort of lingering. I'm lingering today because I know I don't have to rush. Like I don't normally do like channel like check out people's channels on the Create a New Show. That's it. That's the announcement there. Yes. Memories. So it's basically like an archive to remember the sermons, remember some of the other things that have happened here. And yeah, so it's it's a place to archive. So the goal of the channel isn't to get millions of views, to get a bunch of subscribers, but it's there for people to enjoy if they stumble on it. It's an archive for people to go back to if they were involved in some way. I just realized that stuff was on my face, so I'm just going to turn that off. Oh, and then BMAX coming up. There we go. That's a little bit cleaner. That's a little bit cleaner. So that's fair. That's you know, if that's the use, then you know you don't need to do too much of the best practices. You just need to make sure you don't do any of the stuff that's going to get you like banned from YouTube or anything like that. You know, copyright stuff. And that's usually the way to go. The content's inappropriate, which I doubt you can do any inappropriate content based on what I'm seeing here. So yeah. So it's that. That's what I'm seeing. I'm just looking at this. Oh, no, I've already looked at that part of the chat. Yeah, just say in the chat, hey Doug, give me some advice on my channel. So really here for Froggy, what we're doing is we're just confirming that it's just really an archive and something to come back to and enjoy and have reference of, something we can reference back to, or if somebody asks for something that happened in the past on, you know, one of these messages, they can go back and enjoy it again if they happen to be there, or maybe watched it once before. They can come back and partake of the content. It's like an archive. It's like a resource, like a repository of content, and it's all based around the game on the channel banner, at least the game of Frogger, classic game of Frogger. I remember Frogger when I was a kid. So yeah. So that's the Froggy 316. All right. So yeah. So obviously, if that was to grow, we'd need like a concise direction for the channel. It's like, what is the purpose of the channel? What do we need to do if we want to? Okay, is there growth involved or monetization involved? What do we need to do to optimize that? Do we need to make obviously in this case I'll go, okay, we need to get some descriptive titles on these videos and make them somewhat compelling so people would click. Same with the thumbnails. Some thumbnails that would get them to click. Interestingly, some of the ones at the top, they are better framed for. Just happen to be a better frame for a thumbnail anyway. So sometimes screenshots work. And then we would, like, on the homepage, we would categorize things. We'd utilize playlists, and then all that sort of stuff. There's a lot of more things. Okay. If you get bored, you could do mine. Fiberific. It's been a hot minute. Let's look at Chantel's. Let's change direction and look at Chantel's Fiberific channel. I just have to. Actually, I can't click through to it, so I need to. You know what? It's in my script. It's in my subscriptions, isn't it? Because when you stream, I see your streams. Fiberific. Here we go. Here we go. And we're going to screen share. Here we go. This is the Fiberific channel. And I'm looking at the wrong screen. I'm looking at my. Like if I look on the big screen here on the 4K screen that I've got it on, like that channel banner is so like now I'm wearing my glasses, everything's crisp. I'm on a 4K monitor. That is a very like eye-pleasing channel banner. The wall is bright, but it's not like what's the word I'm looking for? It's not like neon. It's like the colors pop. They fit, but they're muted enough to allow the Fiberific logo and everything to come through. It's just crafty fun for everyone. I clearly know that I'm on a craft channel. 100%. This is a craft channel. This is not a live streaming channel. This is a craft channel. It's a craft channel that does live streaming, but it's a craft channel. All right, let's look at the About page real quick. Fiberific is all about yarn love and how to spin it, dye it, knit it, and how to crochet it. I just can't not use your. That's a tongue twister. Can you relate? Do you feel most at home with some sort of yarny goodness at your fingertips? Not my jam, but it's a lot of people's jam. A lot of people love the yarn, love the handcraft, whatever it might be. Join me for our weekly live stream where we chat about all things yarn included. If there is something you would like to see, just leave a comment and I'll see what I can rustle up. Disclaimers, all opinions are my own. Where possible, I use affiliate links. Sponsors are disclosed. Of course. And we've got contact details and socials, website. Actually, no, some socials, and Discord, yes, which is social, I guess. Okay, and this channel's been going since October 31st, 2014. Has 550 videos on it and 651,000 views. And I know because I know Chantel's channel is that it's the most recent content is live streaming. But I'm going to go look at videos. You posting currently very infrequently in terms of pre-recorded content. Obviously, you were doing a lot more of that back 2 years ago. You can see there's a lot of 2 years, 3 years. and going back. So this is old content. So all of a sudden I'm at 6 years ago. So realistically, this is primarily has been a live streaming channel, which is sort of unique in a sense, because a lot of people do pre-recorded content on most channels, and then live streaming might be something they might do for their audience, for their core audience. But you see that Chantel was never that frequent with the uploads. You can see I'm looking at 3 to 6, unless you remove some, I'm not sure. But I'm going to jump to the live streams, because this is where it's at. Look at this. It's 9 days ago, a month. So this is like a weekly, just about. There was a bit of a gap when you were busy, when you're sick or you're off doing something else. But your regular Thursday stream is here, and you're reaching out to people. 4 months ago, it's a community-based channel primarily, and you're doing a lot of streaming, and obviously usually around the 2-hour, 3-hour mark, which is great. And we know that Chantel does great streams, because we've seen her do her live streams on Mondays as well. A lot of you would have been in on those streams on Monday mornings. My Monday morning is Sunday evenings around, is it 7 p.m. Eastern currently? On your live streaming channel, on that one, it's the same quality of show over here on the Fiberific. But on the subject of the knitting, the crochet, the yarn, yarn and about yarn, basically. But what I want to look at some of the other things. For me, this is a little bit more of a demo of how stuff gets done. This is very much Chantel's style in terms of thumbnails. It's really clear on the live craft and chat that this is like, hey, I'm here crafting and we're having a chin wag. We're having a discussion, shooting the breeze while doing crafting. I want to click on shorts, because I do want to show you that Chantel has dabbled in shorts. And obviously it doesn't tell me the age when I'm looking here, but look how vibrant this is. Like, this catches my attention in terms of jumping out because of the vibrance of the colors of all these yarns. Look at some of these, like very bright, and like even this one still pops out. So I like that. I want to see how old this one is. I want to see what that... description, don't you? Is that where you find it? Oh yeah. Okay, so that was from June last year. So you don't really, you're not currently dabbling in shorts, but you did dabble a year ago, back in the middle of the year, which is fine, because I know that shorts isn't a big part of what you do. It's the live streams is what you do. Okay, how do I get? I was on the channel page. How do I get back? I hit the back button. That's why I'm doing it. Okay, let's look at the playlist. Let's look. Yeah, we've got playlists. Obviously, the ones on specific topics are sorted. Like the ones on Ravelry Help is here. All the productivity streams are grouped together. I've got the live craft and chat streams in some different playlists here, multiple playlists. Some of this stuff's older down there as we go down. A lot of older playlists, but I know that most of the current content is live streaming, so I don't know how you would, like, what would be, I don't know what the best way, because I'm still working that out for my live streams. It's like, how do I group my live streams into playlists? Like, I make sure I've got like a playlist that's my YouTube Creator News playlist, and then they go in there each week. I got my horizontal, I got my vertical and whatnot. Let me jump into the chat and see what people are saying so far. I love how you are getting your craft online, showing your skill. Yeah, absolutely. It's like a honestly, it's off the hair salon. That's an important thing to do on Saturdays. Go get the hair done. Have a good time. Thanks for joining in. I know we're past our usual finish time. Yeah, sometimes I have to bail due to work commitments or lately being sick. Yeah, no, that happens. That happens definitely. It is 7 p.m. Eastern. Like, I've got it on a different page. I can go look. Andrew says she's crafting yarn, she's crafting courses, she's doing much. Yeah, Chantel is very busy, and she's got more than one channel and doing a lot of work and doing a lot of craft. Andrew, it is so good to see you. Andrew Ken in the chat. Andrew is who we were talking about it earlier in the show. I'm gonna jump off here for a second. Bit of a reset here. Yeah, so Andrew is good to see you. Somebody was saying earlier, I think it was live stream consultants were saying, Doug, when your show starts, it's 4:30 a.m. Pacific time. It's like Andrew's not up that early, and I'm like, I know, I know. Let's see. You haven't been able to work that out. I sometimes switch crafts, so can't even split them out that way. Yeah. In terms of playlists, yeah, it'd be a challenge, particularly because you're doing that like focus, where you're focusing on just live streaming. And so like a weekly live stream, it's like that's pretty much all the current content on the channel is the weekly live stream. It's like, well, I'm putting in a live stream playlist. It's like, what else can I do? I guess over time, if there's like topics, it's like when you go back to the live stream channel here and then pull that up. It's always good to pull it up. Okay, so we're doing a blanket. If you had a series where maybe over a couple of weeks it looks like you were here doing the same, you were making these squares, you're putting them together in a blanket. You could do that as a series, like saying, okay, this week we're making a whole bunch of these squares. This week we're then putting them all together to make the blanket. That's a series, even if it's a couple of live streams, or maybe you're doing it over like a period of a month. Like this month we're crocheting blankets. Week 1 we're doing this, and then you're progressing, and then by the end of the month you're putting the blanket together and doing the finishing touches, whatever that involves. I don't know what that involves. My mum does this stuff. My mum does like crochets blankets and stuff, and sends them to all her grandchildren and different things. So, she does all that. I don't understand it. I don't know all the techniques. She does. So yeah, you could the series where maybe there's something repeated or follows on from the previous week in terms of the project being worked on. Obviously at the same time you've got the chat going on. So the chat topics could be different week to week, but the overarching topics are the same in terms of, hey, this is what I'm working on, and people are watching you do that. They can still learn from that and like enjoy the conversation along the way. Thank you for the mention. Live stream grouping based on themes is how I do it. Yeah, exactly. That's oh, Andrew, you missed the whole Andrew section with a jingle and all. Yeah. I usually sometimes do a segment called Ask Renee, and so when I see Renee Ritchie answering YouTube questions online, and then I'll clip the question and clip his answer. I found one of yours on Threads. Somebody was asking about CTR, and then you went and told them all about impressions click-through rate and broke it down for them. I thought that was pretty cool, so I thought I'd share it. So I shared it, and I called the segment Ask Andrew K. Because it sort of rhymes with Ask Renee. Go back to here. What's going on here? Daniel Batal's in the house. Is this a good time to mention the new AI data center I built across the street from Nick's studio? All the neighbors hate me now. That explains the power outage. The power grid's not the best up in Chiang Mai. That's funny. That's hilarious. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to give too much actual advice to Chantel. I know where she's at with her content in terms of time she has to. I'm cleaning my glasses right now. Everything's all fuzzy. Without them, I mean. So yeah, I know that's all she can do right now for this channel, the weekly live stream. That's all she can manage with her work. Her other live stream on her other channel, work and life. Work and life. I understand. I have a full-time job. like my live streaming is easier for me to do often. Like I'm here every week, I'm here every week, but it's more often harder to do to get the pre-recorded stuff out. I think the last couple of weeks I've been dabbling with the repurposing with the Opus clip. So I've been working on that, but I really need to get back into the long form. I've sort of let it sort of slide a little bit in the last month. I have been working on some ideas and scripting and stuff. I got one I'm ready to. I just need to record it, and then it's the whole editing process, which is fun. So yeah, all that to say that we have time constraints. Sometimes we can't attack YouTube or our channel like a full timer. We just can't, because we're doing other things with other things going on. So yeah, understanding what a creator is capable of doing with their time is important, because don't say, oh, you need to upload every 2 days and put out 3 videos a week and 20 shorts and the live stream. So not everybody's capable of that. So you got to understand people's limitations. And I should put my glasses back on. That's a lot better. Health Promo TV is here. Welcome. And was he? Yeah, he was in. Yeah, he was over in the vert. He was on the vertical feed. Yeah, we got to balance life somehow between work life and extra things I'm working on, the book, etc. Yeah, and then there's people. Sometimes I'm doing a bit of that too, and sometimes I'm dabbling with the AI stuff in terms of like probably more so. I'm not sort of doing the generative stuff as much, although if I need create an image for a thumbnail stuff, I'm using it for that, to help ideate thumbnails and then create mock-ups, and then I touch them up in sometimes it'll put out something pretty good, and I want to just touch it up a bit in a Canva or something like that, put my touch on it. The fact that you can go into our studio and say, hey, this video down here that I did like a few months ago, like, can you suggest, because YouTube understands what the video is about. It's like, it was, a few months ago. I've done it to a couple of videos now. I'm like, hey, this video down here, what are your suggestions for a better thumbnail than the one that's currently on it? And that's all you have to ask, and it'll give you a couple of answers. It'll say, oh, here's one concept, and it'll explain why it's giving you the concept. It's not like, oh, here's a thumbnail. It'll give you a thumbnail, and it'll say, hey, this is the thumbnail, this is what it's doing, and this is why we're suggesting it, because it's this. And then they might give you a second one as well. Often they give you a second one, and then you get that, explain why it's suggesting that as a route to go. And they're not like, they're not necessarily wrong or right, or one might be better than the other. One might. Sometimes you might have an idea for a video or for a thumbnail for a video that might not go in the direction that maybe you should go, and then they're saying, well, hey, we've watched the video and this is actually going to work better, or whatever. And you can do that with titles as well. Get some title recommendations. It doesn't mean that the title's going to be better. It's just another recommendation, just another thing to consider. Because in the end, you got to test with your audience. So it's worth an older video. Maybe it's not getting a lot of traction. Maybe the topic sucked anyway. So why not just see if you can just get a little bit of extra action on it by switching up the thumbnail and the title a little bit. So I've been dabbling on that as well. How's your other channels going? I'm very quiet on my mobile channel and my tech reviews channel. For the tech reviews channel, I'm not getting a lot of new stuff in. I've got a couple of videos that I filmed, like literally found a video that I hadn't edited that was something I unboxed in this studio when I was in it previously. Like, I was out of this studio for 6 months or more. I think it might have been a bit longer, where I had a temporary space, my old thing, where it had the blue and red things behind me, and it was like really close to me, and didn't have all this stuff. But it was in this space before I moved out and then moved back in. So it was like it's like well over 12 months old. It's like I hadn't edited it put it on Amazon or on my CTR channel. So I've got a couple of those in the works I can like edit. So I've got those, and I have started dabbling with some of those to get some of those edits done, trying to get more time in the studio to do that, like in the evenings, is my plan. But I also got to sit down and record the video that I got ready to go. I should tell you about the video I got ready to go because I got more time to talk about it. I'm doing a video on, we've seen a lot of news about people who are getting their channels terminated, demonetized, and a lot of people keep, the common thread is people come back and saying, I appealed and it got denied instantly. And so they're going, well, no human has looked at this. No human has looked at this. The AI is just striking people down. And that's not actually the case. And so this video breaks down how YouTube's content moderation works in terms of how videos are getting in their queue and all that, how videos get in their queue and what they have to work with, what their situation is in terms of what they're allowed to do. And then at the end, I give some instruction on how you can actually better word your appeals to appeal to the human reviewers who have very specific things that they are looking for so that they can actually approve it. And if they can't find those things, then they will deny your appeal because they have to follow a framework that is set out by Google that they can't do all this stuff. But anyway, the video is a lot better than the way I'm describing it. So it's going to be an interesting video, and I'm hoping it'll get out there a little bit more. It's a sort of side tangent of what I normally cover, because lately I know I'm for news, but I do talk about the new features. And I think the last video I really enjoyed doing was when we were I like recording tutorials. So the tutorials, like I guess one of the last examples is how to set up the likeness detection, things like that, where I can break it down. So anyway, I'm going to jump back in the chat. People are saying stuff. Chantel says, I do get frustrated at times because I just can't focus on how I used to back in the day. And I did weekly upload content and live streams on Fiberific, but not anymore. Yeah, you had a whole different schedule at that time, for sure. We need to mention that Chantel is writing her book on modding and to encourage her to keep going. Absolutely. A book on modding and a course, Andrew Can says. You're on coffee now? No, I've still got water. I don't have coffee until I get off the stream and go and put the kettle on. Make it. Which I probably won't, because I don't need the coffee to stay up late tonight. Unless I decide to start for Andrew and Roberto's stream. That's pretty late my time. We'll see. Oh, there we go. Anyway. Oh. Is this to do with the rebranding? That's all I can imagine. Heck, I got demonetized due to verification of my ID, and they declined, which is crazy. My account is so old. Was that when were you setting up? Were you setting up for the virtual currency stuff, like for gifts and jewels, or was that to do with the verification for likeness detection? My ID was real, was verified for years, only recently happened. Wow. KJ Lumber is at the janky lemon live. Yeah. I just need to duplicate myself so there's two of us. On the Lego Chateau, very much so. Look, took a lot of time, but it was worth it. A lot of conversation. Yeah, I'd greatly appreciate. Have I missed the first half of that? Is that you want me to look at the channel? Is that what we're talking about? Just so I know. I think it could be. I know you were asking about it before. When you were asking Chantel about that. I need to. What was that? Okay. Okay, Homekeeping Channel is here. Welcome, welcome. And by the way, welcome to K&J Lumber. I know I put your message up before. I got us laughing at your comment. We're setting up for gifts and they declined, no answer. Yeah, I set mine up okay, and yeah, it was asking for all that stuff. So yeah, and yeah, the AdSense side was very janky. Because it sent you over the AdSense, it was like put me in a loop. Like I'd do it and it would say it's successful, but then I'd still have the banner that says you need to do the verification. It's like, but I've already done the verification, so it was successful. But it was okay. I just sort of left and it worked. But yeah, some people are having, I think more than just Andrew having problems with that. When you duplicate yourself, just make sure to mirror it so that you're talking to yourself. So like I'm sit this side, and I can sit on this side. So Rosa, one of the OGs on YouTube. Was that you wanting me to look at your channel? Just confirm before I pull it up. I don't want to pull it up if you don't. But I know you were mentioning it earlier in the chat when you were asking Chantel how to go about it. So it's all good. Where's your partner in crime? In the chat. I didn't know Nick and Dee weren't going live until Nick jumped in the chat midstream. So I was just doing my regular news show, and so now I'm just lingering a bit, if you know what I mean. I didn't have a heart out because I didn't have to get to Nick and Dee show. So yeah, I'm solo today. And if people want to, if anyone's got any question about like YouTube, any of the recent YouTube news or features, you can drop it in the chat, put a Q in front of it. I'm happy to talk about that as well. Seeing this is this is technically the extended YouTube Creator News Show today. Larisha's here. Hello. Let me bring that up. There it is. Everyone's a lot of hellos and highs between people in the chat right now. People coming in because I know probably getting the news that Nick and Dee aren't live now that it's like 20 past the hour. I'm just waiting on that confirmation before I pull this channel up. Is that what I'm supposed to be doing? I'm just gonna. Oh, there we go. Sorry, maybe next time I understand. Just OAC thing, I was amazed. Oh, yeah. I remember you mentioning about the OAC thing. Because at the moment, your channel doesn't have that. I'm just looking, because I got it here. See, that's the thing. I haven't really had anything to do with any like music-based channels. Certainly nobody who has like an official artist channel. And they have weird and wonderful sort of stipulations and features that regular channels don't have, and all that. So oh, here we go. Larisha's sent Sunshine 200 dropped 200 joules on the stream. Thank you for that. Sending the Sunshine. Those on the vertical feed would have seen the animation for that. It's a shame I don't get to see that on this end. I virtually have to have my, you know what? I should just open on my phone my own stream in the vertical feed. Let me try that. Let me try that real quick. The easiest way to get to it is to go to my channel. channel. Yes. Okay. Shows one live channel. Let's go to the live tab. Top. Oh, turn the volume down. Shouldn't have the volume up. I've got ads on my own channel. Come on. It's an ad for TikTok. It's amazing how TikTok advertises on YouTube. Oh, it's funny. It's not in the shorts feed though. Okay. Cool. Now, got the message. Thank you for that. Yeah, because they recently, because it's been on verticals for a while now, they've rolled it out. It's like, hey, people can drop it on horizontal live streams as well. So long as the streamer's got it set up to receive them, then, you know, I thought, well, I might as well set it up because I used it as a tutorial on my channel, and now I've got it set up so people can do it. Okay, I'm looking at my live stream. How do you get the chat up? When you look at it on your channel, you don't get the same layout format that you get on the... Really? Okay, I'll do it that way. That's fine. That's fine. Now I'm jumping. Let's jump on over. Oh, that's the wrong tab. Okay, this is Rosa, one of the OGs on YouTube, or aka the name of the channel, Music and More, since 2006. I was going to say 2006. Okay, yeah, 2006 works. So yeah, as you mentioned earlier in the stream, that you've been on the platform since 2006, and I think we looked, and yeah, November 21st, 2006. We've had a couple of 2006 channels on the stream today. Because I know Froggy was on 2006 as well. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so we know you're a music channel because we talked about that previously. It says no phones, no expensive software, just raw guitar instruments recorded on a laptop mic with visuals made frame by frame, MS Paint and Movie Maker 2012. Subscribe to support raw music. So doing like a very raw bass sort of music. So you're using a raw guitar instrumental. So using a guitar, you're just recording it rough and ready straight to your computer, which is like, I guess it's a unique proposition. I'm sure other people probably do that, but in the sense of that's sort of like the premise. I had this channel since 2006. My first upload was 2009 with a dodgy camera. Bought in a market. My videos when I took a video of Irish fans coming out of Wembley. Okay, got some stuff going on there. Got some of the influences and covers there mentioned as well. And looking for suggestions how I can improve the channel. We're always here for that. Okay, and based in United Kingdom, and currently have 14 subscribers and 27 videos. Let's look at the content. I'm going to quickly look at the homepage because we're already there. And the For You tab, that's common. We've got a featured piece of content. It is only 8 days ago, so that's pretty cool. Looks like it's a short. Yep. I'm scrolling too widely there. A For You tab, which is just YouTube picking the content to show me. Created playlists. I don't like seeing the stacked playlists where they're just like one single thing to click into this far up the page. Like I'd probably feel better definitely if this videos tab, which seem to be most recent videos based on the dates, above that, sort of closer to the top. Obviously the For You is right at the top unless you turn it off. The shorts, that's interesting. I just want to see what else we got. The shorts, I wouldn't put them too close to the top. I don't mind having a shorts tab when you get a lot more content and you need the space, maybe not having the shorts the short shelf on there, but for now, short shelf would be okay. Popular videos. These are videos that are on your channel that have the most views. Obviously, this one isn't music based. It's the one you mentioned, the fans coming out of Wembley Stadium. So yeah, I wouldn't move that up any higher, because some of this stuff is like, people see the oldness of that, unless they're like, oh yeah, YouTube, that could grab, the artist being covered might get attention, but they are quite old. The people sort of, a lot of people like the more recent stuff to be featured. And you've got a post shelf, which I think YouTube turned on by default when they added that, which is at the bottom. If I was to have it on the homepage, I would have it near the bottom. But I think having more playlists, if you can get some more like this style playlist videos in this sort of format, lengthways, gives people things to click on, interesting thumbnails. Some of these thumbnails are visually more interesting. I know that tells me everything I need to know, but sometimes it will work through his eyes. We've got a cat. I don't know what the cat's about. I've got the guitar. Gives me a guitar vibe. 3 doors down. The title tells me certainly what's been covered. So that's cool. Because there's 2 ways you can go with music. It's like, okay, if you're doing a cover, you want to certainly leverage the song that you're covering, the artist, the song names, particularly if it's a popular song or a song that people are fond of. So, leveraging the fact that it's a YouTube or James Taylor, whatever, that's definitely, when it's a cover, that's what you want to do. Leverage the artist if they're a well-known artist. If you're covering obscure things, then it might not work as well. But then there's the other side, where if you're not doing covers and you're doing tracks, you maybe want to describe or name, package the videos around the vibe or how it makes people feel, because the name of the song isn't necessarily going to move them because it's not something they recognize. But because you're doing covers, certainly on the right track. And I like that you're working on thumbnails. Like, I can see the difference between these YouTube ones. They invoke some imagery from the YouTube artwork here, because you got there and there. But then when you get to this one, this just sort of pops more. The bouquet balls in the background, that pops a little bit more. This could pop a bit more. I'd like to maybe see the picture of the guy walking down the street in the rain, maybe a little bit closer up. It's sort of the colors blend from whatever that background picture is. It's all out, like a bit more of out of focus. I don't mind the bouquet balls in here and here. I don't know how the line fits in with Counting Crows. There's probably a way to do it. Mr. Jones. Oh, Counting Crows is the band, isn't it? I should know that. Mr. Jones. Okay. If I knew the particular song better, which I don't, it would probably make more sense to me. So that's fine. Anyway, I'm going to jump to the videos. I want to have a look at what we got. So then we're seeing the same sort of, because that shelf that we were looking at there was videos. It's the latest videos. The most recent video was at the front. Obviously when I go here, and then I get down past the ones that we already saw, and then I can see this one from Eagles. I'm assuming that looks like some sort of album cover or something. I don't know if that's... Eagles are an interesting one to cover, so I don't know how you go. I don't know how you went with copyright on that one, because I know Eagles music's very litigious, so I don't know how you went. Hopefully, all of a sudden, okay. So this is where you started a month ago. So you had this gap here from 12 years ago to here. I don't know if you had any content in between. You might have deleted it. That's fine. But yeah, work on keeping it focused. If you're doing a music channel, looking at becoming a official artist channel, focusing on making sure that the content on your channel is music specifically. And obviously this older stuff is, most of this old stuff is as well. This exception, which is like the outlier video, which is not sort of in the direction that your channel is going, or where you might want to take it. So this is like the outlier that isn't going to be doing you any favors, because people who come here, maybe some of the people, some of the 1,000, how many subscribers was it? Oh, it's only 14 subscribers. Okay, I take it back. You probably didn't get that many subscribers from this video. Maybe a few, who knows? Maybe they saw that the rest of it was music and didn't subscribe. But you got a lot of views on it, and it's fine to get a lot of views on stuff. But if that's the video that's getting pushed over the other stuff, then that could be an issue. And it just sort of glitched for a second. So yeah, then we've got this older stuff. I can see, I don't know if that's the thumbnail you had on it 14 years ago, but that's looks more up to date. Some of this imagery, oh yeah, there's Ronan Keating. Some original image there. It's looking very sort of like not high contrast, high resolution. You see some album covers. I'm not sure how that goes in terms of copyright, some of these old ones, but you don't have a lot of that stuff on here. So that's all your videos there, from the early ones from 15 through, I think we said 12 or 14. Oh, 14. And then there's just this one here. Okay, so there's not a lot of content yet, but I'm liking the thumbnails you got so far. And I think since coming back, I think the U2 with or without you, but that's like a song that's right up there. It's like people remember that, even though it's old, from the I think late 80s, early 90s, if I recall. That's one of YouTube's hits, without you. So people know it. People as soon as they hear it, they'll know what it is. So I understand why that one's done a little bit. Plus, it's been up a fraction longer. Done better than this one. It did better than the Eagles Hotel California one as well. 1925. Yeah. So I haven't looked to see what the videos are like, because I know you're doing the instrumental beat. I don't think you're recording yourself. I think you said you were making visuals. So I'm gonna have a look at that in a second. Just gonna quick look at shorts. Now these shorts look really new. Well, there's you playing. I don't know how old some of these ones are. So that one's the thumbnail on one of the recent ones. Short 3 doors ukulele. And then there's a golf driving range one. So that's not doing anything. They don't have a lot of shorts, but these shorts do look like they're probably new, just based on what I'm looking at, in terms of that. So you're doing some dabbling a little bit, maybe taking a clip from the long form and just posting one sort of clip as maybe a teaser. But look at, you got a lot more views on there. Obviously the views on shorts do a different thing. People come on shorts, they're looking for more of that sort of stuff. So if you're going to build on shorts, then you maybe want to break out a few more, maybe just do some shorts exclusive stuff as well, not just repurpose a portion of a song from your long form as well. Different ways you can go about that. Shorts you could probably just lean straight into shorts too and do some interesting things. So there's more than one path. Because and I'm not going to really, because I know they're the same two playlists within that playlist feed on the homepage. You don't really have anything in there. The shorts playlist looks new. My guitar song so far, so that's every guitar related song, which is yeah, that's a playlist. You could group playlists, like if you have several YouTube songs, you could do it like a YouTube playlist. If you do, with or without you, do other tracks as well from YouTube. I keep wanting to say YouTube. There's a bunch of stuff to go that way, and you are using the post, because I did notice that this one's only 20 hours ago. Interestingly, this video on this one isn't publicly available, so I don't know if you're sharing somebody else's video there, but it's not clickable at the moment. So it's something to note. You've linked to something that's either was live and now it's been unlisted or something. I don't know. But yeah, it might be something you might need to go back and fix. That was put up 20 hours ago, so it was recent. Now, I'm not sure what you want to do. Like, I didn't mention at the time, but is that what you want to go with in terms of the channel name? Maybe think of something. Obviously, you're not going to maybe drop your handle, because the handle's a handle. But think about what you want to call the channel. how you want to like package that. And then when you do that, then also think about maybe a channel banner, which you currently don't have one. I've got some content on channel banners and what to think about when creating a channel banner, so you can go make sure you check that out as well. On my channel, I think I've got a playlist for channel banners because I've done several videos. I have done some collabs on channel banners with a channel called the Creator Classroom, who does Canva content. So we were talking about creating channel banners, the theory behind it, and we also talked a little bit about, on some of her videos, talked about how to go about making channel banners on Canva. So there's a whole playlist there that has a little bit of both, and then you can also jump over to her channel if you are inclined to use Canva to make channel banners and thumbnails. So yeah, I think you got a lot to, obviously content. First of all, you got to get content on there on a regular basis to build the channel. I sort of like that you're dabbling in the thumbnails. I don't know if there's a particular direction to go yet. I think just experiment with the thumbnails at this point. I like what you're doing with the thumbnails in terms of experimenting. I don't know what you should settle on in terms of a particular thumbnail, but yeah, that could be interesting. Now, I was going to look at a video real quick, which I'm going to do. I just want to see the visuals, so I'm just going to mute it. Let's go James Taylor and mute. Okay. Is that actually the flashing? Yeah, the flashing. Oh, okay, we've changed. The actual flashing, I was getting sort of like, it wasn't that fast to get like the trigger warning vibes, like if you like, could be triggered by that, but it was like a little bit disconcerting to me. This looks like it's come out of Agent Opus. There's one style in there. It's like this. Like, I've used it myself. This is why I recognize it. The style with the similar style. I dig making music videos this manner. I don't know about the movement though. Sort of more of the pan in could work. Like, obviously I'm not hearing the track because I've got it muted, but I just want to check the visuals. So using something like an Agent Opus or whatever to put this together, and then take that and maybe edit it, get the timing better with the music, because it doesn't work 100% well with music. I noticed when I've uploaded some music tracks to make some of the music videos, there are some sort of bits in the creation where there's no lyrics, so it doesn't really know what's happening in terms of, it doesn't understand the music part. It understands when there's lyrics being sung, and it can work out visuals based off the lyrics. But when there's a gap where there's just some music doing some stuff, that's when it can get a bit tricky. And so I can understand why you'd have to take some imagery that you found and then sort of try and get it to blend cohesively with the music. And I think that's could be an interesting one. I'm interested in looking at this other one now. I'll look at one more. I'll just let it play without the volume again. Okay. Yeah, if that scene doesn't change soon, I'm probably like, I want to keep it moving to keep people's interest up. Like, obviously the music's going to carry a little bit of it, because I don't have the music. Then it really starts to tell where the music's carrying it, and the music's probably carrying it through this, but this visual has been up way too long. For me, I don't know if it goes for the whole. Does it go for the whole thing? That's a bit okay. It changes. It's the same sort of thing, but it's something else. It's obviously illustrated. I'm back to that original one we had. Oh, there's a different one. I'm assuming the in and out, the strobe is like in time with the beat or the rhythm. Then we got a line at the end. Okay. Oh, we got some text at the end. Okay. Yeah, I'd work on the visuals because I think you know what, I can't even comment about the audio because I haven't listened to it, but I think the visuals need a bit of work on. Let me. Like the guitar's fine. Like I'm listening through in-ears so they're not like high quality. And I've got background music playing as well. Okay, it's acoustic. It's just acoustic. No, it's instrumental. There's no vocals, which I had a feeling there was no vocals, just based on some of the other stuff we were reading earlier on the channel. Yeah, I would find something that flows a little smoother with the music. The scraping in and out isn't in time with the music either, so it doesn't help. I think it's better. It would be better to keep it static, if anything. But I would maybe rethink the visuals a bit. Like the guitar itself is fine. That's probably what I would. That's probably what I would go with. I'm gonna jump back here. I'm gonna jump into the chat because I haven't jumped in the chat for so long. Let's see if I can get caught up on the chat because there's probably a lot of stuff going on. Saying about tax season. So happy you're loving your new job. Okay, there's a conversation going there. Cool. Yeah, Eagles are vicious copyright. So yeah, that's why I sort of like you had that old Eagles video. Like, you had any issues with that? Let's see what was said. I think I'll be removing the fan video if I get 20k views. Yeah, it's sort of like out of place when you got everything else is like music based, guitar, instrumental, whatever. It's like all of a sudden there's fans coming out of Wembley Stadium, Wembley Station. Because the early ones, it just had the music, and then you were just using the album cover as the visualization because you have to upload video to YouTube. You can't upload just audio. So yeah, I understand that from back in the day. So I would certainly think it's good that you're experimenting with the visuals to make it more visual. So I think it needs, particularly in terms of that last one we looked at, I think it needed a little bit more work. Like the other one was a little better, where you had some of that stuff that looked like it came from Agent Opus. It was generated, but you've stitched it together. You probably just work on the movements to make sure they're not sort of incongruent to the instrumental, so they work with the music, to be guided by the music, instead of I'm doing one thing with the visuals and then the music's there over top of it, because you want to complement the music, you want to complement the guitar playing, you want to improve that with some visuals. You want to make it, if they have it on the TV, because they're probably listening, but if they're having on TV, that there's something interesting to watch. That is like less unless there's like, like you've got drums going and it's got a driving beat or something. I don't think you need a lot of in and out movements and different things. I understand why movement keeps things moving on, and it's remembering how long do I want to hold this one visual before I go to the next visual. So maybe having more visuals to add to keep it flowing so it doesn't visually drag, because the music's not necessarily going to drag, but the visuals will drag. If you private, you'll lose the views, so rather than confuse your audience, I'd probably remove that one. Yeah. If playlists can have their own thumbnails too, that is true. I'm sure I did a tutorial back in the day on that, but I'm so rusty on that. If I think about it, I can't remember how you do that, but I know that you can do it. I would figure it out when I went to do it. I probably need to remake that. I need to remake that. Yeah. I picked up some great ideas from your channel banners. cool. Cool. There's a link to my channel about in videos. Are good. Okay. Hear that on stream. At that point, I think I was doing it on purpose. If that's the point that I think we're at. Here we go. Marius is here. Good to see you. How are you live at the same time by vertical? Because I'm using Ecamm's dual canvas, and so I'm sending 2 different streams out at the same time. that's how I'm staying. That's how I'm on both. Yes. Lovely. All right. If we got any questions, that was so yeah. I think thinking about a channel name that's going to be maybe more descriptive of you and your personality or content, like guitar rhythms or something that's sort of more descriptive than music and more since 2006. Like the fact that you've been on the platform since 2006 probably doesn't need it in the channel name. Obviously, you've got that in the about page. It's good to share that. It's fine to share that. So yeah. Let's see. Rocky says, I asked this question for you on channel. Which one did I miss? Did I miss one? Yeah, if I missed it, just say if it's further up. Like I'm looking back a little bit. I skipped through a few real quick because I was trying to catch up. Re-ask in either of the chats because I'll see them in both. If there's something there for me. What was that? Okay. When other people view your channel, you can remove it. Not sure if I follow what's I'll drop back in. For you. Oh, okay. Oh, I gotcha. I think I understand. If I have a digital product, this is Maris, which platform do I sell it? Gee, there's so many choices these days. I think sometimes it just depends on the format. A digital product. So if you're talking about maybe like a PDF or something, then it's like the world's your oyster. You can do that if you want like a easy lift, so you don't have to set up anything too technical. Then something like Buy Me a Coffee does digital products, and you don't have to pay anything to host it. You can just set your price, and I think there's a little bit in processing that they take, but other than that, you can set the price and sell those things. The money comes to you through Stripe or whatever other methods they have. I know I have mine connected to Stripe. If you have a mailing list and just want to do like a lead magnet to get people on your mailing list, you can do that all in Kit. So you can do your mailing list in Kit and also host those digital products and landing pages in Kit. That's kit.com. Let me check what that. But that's not sell. But you can also sell through Kit. They actually do like product pages where you can actually sell stuff as well. I haven't dabbled with that, but I think it would work similarly along the lines of what Buy Me a Coffee is doing. Very much similar. So you can have a landing page where they can actually buy the thing. So you can send someone directly to the landing page for the single product if you're just doing like products. But if you're going to have like a big catalog of digital products, then maybe you want to host on some place that has like a checkout system where they can buy multiple items at the same time. Something like Fourth Wall or Spring. Used to be Teespring. They do digitals. I've never got the digital to work properly on Teespring with YouTube. Some of these ones have digital, like YouTube. Spring and Fourth Wall have YouTube integrations, so they can show up. I guess they don't show up under your channel anymore because they're discontinuing that. But you can tag them in videos and different things like that. Put them in cards. But yeah, for hosting, some people like to host on like Gumroad. I've never tried that. I know people who do that. There's a lot of other small mini platforms where you can host digital products. There's so many, so you just got to find one that works for you. That might not have a lot of fees in terms of hosting. That might take something on the back end when you actually sell something, like Buy Me a Coffee does. So there, a lot of options. They're the ones that come to mind, but there's like a whole bunch. So my advice would be just do some research on that. But there's some starting points at least. Let's have a look. Jump back in the chat. I really appreciate your time. I will rewatch this back and we'll improve the channel and watch your video working with banners and thumbnails. Nobody around me has much creative experience. Yeah, hope it helps. Hope it helps. The question was, if other people view your channel, do they? If other people watch your channel, do they? Is for you? Maybe you can show us some scratch. Yeah, I can show you. I can show you how I do it and Buy Me a Coffee. So, like practical tutorial. So I just have to get logged in first. I'll do that. I'll show you the back end because I do have some stuff set up in Buy Me a Coffee. In terms of that, I just got to log in. I have a secret in analytics I want to share with people for £10. Yeah, something like that. If you put it together as like a PDF guide or something that's digital to download. There's other ways to do it, but PDFs are common. Maybe it's a video they can download. It's a paid video. There would be upload limits depending on the platform. As if you're uploading stuff like that, like if it's video content and you can do a bunch of video content, maybe look at one of the course platforms like Kajabi or something like that. They'll do digital products as well. But obviously you're paying for hosting there, paying for, per month. Can I remove it so people can't see that? Like if they comment, you mean? Is that like in comments? Question was if other people view your channel, do they? Can I remove so people can't see that? People are only going to see on your channel other people's stuff if they like comment or something, and then they'll see their name on the comment. I don't think anybody else is going to be able to see that other people are watching your content. I think that's what you mean. Did they see For You? Oh, the For You. The For You is algorithm. The content that is shown to any particular person is algorithmically determined. So YouTube decides this person is on this home channel page. Will they like to watch this? Now you can turn the For You page off completely if you don't like it or you don't think it's a benefit. Like, I couldn't tell you if it actually works or not. I've never looked into it. But yeah, you can go into the setting and turn it off. I think if you click, if you got it on, you can go over to the three-dot menu, click it, and it will disappear. It's gonna go to. It's gonna start on a random page that's not my finances. This will do. Yeah, channel customization. You can remove it. Like I wouldn't deny anybody using it, taking it away. You can set it to only look at certain types. So if it's like showing like a bunch of shorts that you don't really want shorts to show up there, then you can just tell it to show videos only or live streams only or something like that. You can turn the shorts part off so it only shows a certain type of content in there. But then it's still algorithmically determined in those categories that you allow. But yeah, you can turn it off completely. Do you have an email list? How do you make money? I have a full-time job, so that's how I make my money. But yeah, no, I have started an email list. I do YouTube creator news every week or two. I decided it probably wasn't worth doing it every week because sometimes the news is quiet. So last week I did one. You should send it out on like a Monday. I've got a mailing list that's got about 80 people on it at the moment. I do that all in Kit. So I can show you kit as well. I'll open kit up real quick. I'll show you buy me a coffee first. All right, screen share. All right, this first one's buy me a coffee. So I'm in my back end. This is sort of the memberships area. I don't have any members at the moment on there. All my members are on the YouTube memberships. Even though I have set it up on buy me a coffee as an option as well. But down here on the monetize section, you get like supporters is just like people who like send you like donos, you know, buying you a coffee is what it's called, which is what they started out doing. And then they added stuff like memberships and stuff. Now there's a shop section here. So I'll go to the shop section. I've got products, orders, discount. You got some menu there, but I got some PDF stuff set up here. This one I did a bit of giveaway, so I've sold 10. I have sold a couple, but the rest are in various states of me setting them up, or I haven't promoted them very well. But you can set them up here. To set up a new one, you can go start from scratch or pick like a different type of thing. I want to offer a digital product, or I want to do some sort of Instagram thing, which I don't know what that's about. You could actually even sell physical goods if you're actually going to capture an address and post something to them. You can like sell access to a one-on-one Zoom call through here. Some sort of ticketed event. Often you can just go start from scratch and then give it a name, give it a description, upload an image of what it is, like to promote it, set the price, set up the confirmation. Do you want them to get a confirmation message? You upload the file. If it's a digital download, you upload the file, like the PDF, whatever here, and then you can create categories and then pick the category it's in: digital product, PDF guide, some sort of content service. You also have to up here as well. You have an option to redirect to a URL after purchase. So you want to send them to like some sort of landing page confirmation. Maybe they get the thing that you're selling access to that's not on Buy Me a Coffee, so you can send them off the platform to there. You do need to like acknowledge that what you are posting is an illegal, or adult, or copyrighted, or prohibited. And also, I would say in a lot of platforms, it's like you acknowledge that you created this. You're not like reselling somebody else's thing. And then you can add extra stuff on here, like ask questions. So sometimes there's digital stuff that you might be customizing something for someone, so you might want to ask them a question. Get that data at the time of order. If there's limited slots, so saying you're selling seats at an event, so you have limited seats. If you're members who are members on Buy Me a Coffee might want to come in and get a different price. Kelly Plain sells here. Are we live or am I watching a replay? I'm live. Or you could allow a buyer to choose a quantity. So if it's something a little bit more physical, like a ticket or a physical product, then you want to have quantities. If it's a download, they're only downloading one. You wouldn't download the same thing multiple times, because once you got it, you got it. You don't need multiple copies in a PDF, for example. So that's it. And then you can go up and like publish it, and then it will appear on your product page. We have a product page. I'm just going to open this up as a separate tab. So on when you got your Buy Me a Coffee set up, you've got options like memberships, posts. So you can do blog posts and stuff on here as well. You can go to the shop section. You've got a shop here. You can send people directly like the URL to the exact product if you want, or you direct people to the shop and see all the PDF guides, which are here. They can click in and buy something. So, they can see what the product looks like. Obviously, because I'm doing a PDF, I like blurred out the text a bit on some of these mock-ups. A bit of a blurb as to what it is. And then that edit button's there for me because they know I'm logged in as me. Normally that would be the buy button or the purchase button. So yeah, something like that. Now on Kit is primarily the first job it does is it's a email list, setting out like e-newsletters and stuff. So you can go in and set all that up. And then you have sections. This is just the welcome back page saying, oh yeah, I haven't set up an automated email sequence because I don't need to do that right now. So you can grow your subscribers, like getting people in, set up landing pages and forms, which is where you send people to either sign up for the email list or to get that downloadable piece of content that is the lead magnet to, in that process, you capture their email address so you can set up landing pages. I've got a couple of landing pages set up. That's just stats. I have a newsletter, just a general newsletter landing page. I don't know where I redirect that from. I think I had that redirected from my about page. No, my video descriptions, I should say. Probably a couple other places. There's another one here that does a similar job but different. I have one where I was giving away a gifted memberships checklist. These where you give a lead magnet, so I got a little bit better on numbers there. Like I haven't been going that long. I only started this at the beginning of the year. A thumbnail guide. So if you like promote it in a specific video and it's like right out there, then you get traffic. So I have visitors there, but not everybody sort of clicked through to subscribe. You can see I had 34 visitors to this one, but I got 5 subscribers, for example, with the gifted memberships one. Obviously, they're coming from my video, so that's going to be there over time. This is like an evergreen video. It's going to be relevant for quite a while. So that's the thing that lives there. It does its job. Hopefully, my video does its job at setting people over. People are clicking because we can see there's 34 clicks. I can't remember how many views I've got on that video, but that was like sometime in the last couple of months, and so forth. So you can build landing pages. If I click in, it'll take me to like the design. I can go edit, and there are templates available, so I can pick I picked a template and just modified a template, and so I could like build a landing page like that. Get out of there. There is Send does all the things to do with broadcast, which in other words, sending out your e-newsletter, composing it, maybe creating some sequences. So if somebody does some particular action, that they get a series of emails over time, it gets dripped out to them. I haven't played with sequences. Snippets are little blocks of content that you can like plonk into your newsletter list if it's something that's repeatable. Like you might be promoting something, and every so often you want to drop that particular promotion into your e-newsletter. You can use the snippets for that. I haven't used automations. A lot of those are paid features. I haven't used those. I'm on the free. If you've got a mailing list of under, I want to say 10,000 users, you can technically use a lot of the core parts of Kit for free. So I haven't got a paid. Like if I've got a paid account, I could get in and use the extra apps that connect to integrations, some more if then that type rules, RSS feed and so forth. But to do a product, you've got some options here. You've got the Earn tab here. We can set up landing pages and sell digital products. Also, like a tipping window if you want to just like get people to send some sort of tips your way. They've got that option as well. And then there's like the payout screen. So if you earn anything, you can see how it's all paid out to you. I think they primarily use. I know I connected my Stripe. I don't know if they use any of the others. They might use PayPal as well. I'll have to look in the back end for that. So that's sort of the core sort of things that they do. Primarily it's the email list, but very much so the landing pages, and you also have the option to upload digital content and sell it. So you have a digital content landing page, which I haven't done any. I don't think. You don't have any products yet. Yeah, I haven't set any up. And so you can create a product, very much similar sort of what we did on Buy Me a Coffee. It might have a few more details to add to that. Obviously, you want to upload an image. You probably get a little bit more design like you do for the landing pages, and that where you can color it and text size and add images, and turn it into something that's sort of on your brand, like HTML, sort of what you see is what you get sort of stuff. We can create it and do all that. So Kit is quite capable. I think it's kit.com. So it's KIT.com. And Buy Me a Coffee is just buymeacoffee.com. It's for those two. Oh, I need to jump back into the chat. Jump back into the chat. Here we go. Chantel's got a bounce. No, Chantel's got a... I feel 100%. It's got a bounce. So, Chantel, if you're still here, happy bouncing. Hang on. Kelly Plains is in the house, as I mentioned earlier. Are we live? We are still live. My stream that follows mine weren't going live today because they had a power outage, so they weren't streaming. So I'm like, I'm here a whole hour after when I'm supposed to finish, well over an hour. So I've been streaming for 2.5 hours. Oh my goodness, that's longer than I thought. I thought I was at like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Not 2.5 hours. All right, let's hit this. Let's hit the chat. It was cool to hear my guitar through someone else's computer on another screen. Cheers for that. Yeah. I thought if I just because it's a cover and not the original song, I think I'd be, hopefully you won't get pinged for any, like if you've got them on the channel and you're doing fine with it, then I should be okay. Been updated now. Excellent. Kelly Plains sent 5 gifted memberships. I need the. Where do I have the chair? Where do I have the chair? I can use that one. That's the only one I could get to. I don't have a chair on this one. I could do this. So those 5 gifted memberships went out to Rosa, Froggy316, Random Faithful Flicks, eTouch5, and Ms. Bella Games. So a big shout out to those people, and thank you to Kelly Plains for gifting those memberships. It means that for the next month you have access to any of the members only content they have. They have a huge amount. I haven't done a members live stream in a while. When I get these gifted membership coming, I really got to do a members live. Actually, I was thinking about it the other day. So stay tuned if you remember. Members live coming soon. They're special. A lot of other perks, so you can click the See Perks button to figure out what's there. Sometimes when I actually upload, which I haven't done much in the last month, upload pre-recorded content. Sometimes I release it early to members just because it's up and waiting for the release. And so between the time of upload and time of release, they get to watch it before it goes to everybody. So yeah, that and a bunch more. And thank you for your support. Thank you, Kelly Plains. Sal has a great channel. Kelly Plains has a great channel. Live streams, aviation live streams, particularly SFO, San Francisco, Los Angeles, a few other places, occasionally Vegas, some other places. Live streams of the airport, like the planes landing, taking off, taxiing. The community, the plane spotter community, the aviation community, pretty awesome on YouTube. Pretty awesome. Indeed. I'll just click on stuff. Lee's out. Great stream. Have a great day. Yeah, well, I think we'll be wrapping these up shortly. This should be really help me to get the channel. Yeah. If you have any questions, just I'm here Saturdays, pretty much every Saturday. So if you've got questions, you can come just drop them in the chat during the show. I have a little bit of Q&A time on my normal length show. After we do the news, there's usually a bit of a Q&A time where we shoot the breeze a little bit more, do all that. One thing I haven't done today, and I think we should call at this point, you can still chat, and this is because this is your last chance to make a comment or ask a question.
It's the last call.
As I mentioned, it's the last call is the last chance to drop your question, drop your comment before we wrap things up. Normally, I'd be sending people over to Nick and Dee, but they're not streaming today. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here right now because I'd be over there. later today at 1 p.m. Eastern. 1 p.m. Eastern. So that's in a few hours. Roberta Blake and Andrew Ken will be on the Opus Clip channel talking about, I believe they're talking about shorts today. Let me have a look. Let's hope it loads. I can tell you what they're talking about. I'll jump back in the chat. See if my live stream widget's actually going to load today. Anyway, while I'm waiting for it to load, Kelly Plan says, thanks to you for helping me save this channel from the demonetization bots. Yes. Yes. My next video that I'm working on does relate to channels getting demonetized and also terminated. So, you know, we're pulling back the curtain on what happens behind the scenes with content moderation on YouTube, Google. So that's the next video. Okay, who's on the channel? There we go. Well, thanks, Dave. Help me. Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Is Nick and D on after you? No, they're not on today. That's why I'm streaming a little longer than I normally do. Because Nick came in midstream and said, hey, we're not streaming. They have a power outage where they got no power to the studio, so they can't stream. So they thought, oh, we'll just not stream today. Take it off. They're being pretty consistent. They deserve a day off. So they should be back next week doing their thing. I want to say I turned off gifts, Jules, from a live chat. I noticed that in, I think, the last stream I might have come by when I didn't have time to comment, and I probably popped past that. I noticed that the little gift icon at the bottom in the chat wasn't there. So yeah, I did notice that. I don't know which stream that was, because I don't recall. It wasn't the one in LA yesterday. I think it might have been the one before that. I don't remember. I seem to recall noticing that. So yeah. So yeah. I have some thoughts, and I'm reserving my thoughts. I'm still testing, but yeah. I have some thoughts on whether it's worth it or not. Because I know, okay, yeah, we've got it on horizontal now, and obviously your stream is a horizontal stream. It's like I don't think people are sort of figuring out what it's all about. Obviously the regulars do. They figure it out. But yeah, I think more people want to support with. I think we were discussing this earlier in the stream. Most people want to support with like super chats and stuff. Like I had a couple of people say, yeah, we'd rather, instead of dropping those and like chump change, we'd rather support, you know, with a super chat or you know, gift and memberships or, you know, all that other stuff. It's definitely like per transaction, it's a lot better for the creator to, you know, super chats and gifted memberships and whatnot. And I guess if you turn off that, then you get like the super stickers back. Because when you got like the jewels turned on, then the super stickers turn off. And oh yeah, that is my biggest beef, is that you can't like show them on screen. You're relying on YouTube to do some sort of animation, which I don't think it does on the horizontal. So it's like, well, people are giving these things on the horizontal streams, but you don't get the animation, you don't get the pop up. As far as I can tell, I haven't seen it in the wild. Like it might pop up on a vertical feed. Yeah, and a lot of the tools that do the streaming don't have it popping up properly. Like I got Social Stream Ninja, and I can highlight them and bring them up in sort of the chat, but they don't do anything like different. They just look like a comment that has a. Let me see if I can find one from earlier. I know a couple of people. Gifted. Oh. I don't have enough history. It doesn't scroll back up far enough. Ah, bummer. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the visibility's got to be better for them, in my opinion. And people are paying for the animation. There's got to be a way that they can, now that they've put it on horizontal. Now I understand how it worked in the vertical shorts feed, because it was like they were doing all that, and then all the people were there on that stream. They weren't watching on different devices. They were on a mobile, that you had to watch it on a mobile device to get the stuff. I guess if they were watching on desktop, vertical on desktop, because it was on their channel as well, they wouldn't see the animation either. So there's some limitations there. But what YouTube need to do is set it up so that there's a browser overlay, and they have already got this technology built in, because they've got the thing where you can do the ad breaks, and that uses a browser overlay system, so you can bring in OBS or Ecamm or Meld or whatever, and have a thing play, have your break video play or your break animation play. It's the same technology that would make it a browser overlay. So if they could provide a gifs and jewels browser overlay that you can put on your horizontal streams, all you have to do is just add it to your OBS and it pops up automatically, then that would be a lot better and shows the actual proper legit animation of the seal clapping or the disco ball doing whatever it does, or the little animation that they supposedly do. If it did that, and apparently if you drop a bunch at once, it does builds up like a multiplier. And so I'm assuming that the graphic, the animation is more interesting, and it adds more sort of hype to the stream. Like if it showed that, if you were able to use it as a browser overlay, that is what I would want to do. And I think that's what YouTube needs to do. So yeah, I might send some feedback. Because I've been dabbling with do I need to make a tool in the background? How do I get so hard to try and get you can't get the animations that aren't available publicly anywhere. How do I get those? How do you make them available? Can you figure out what the URL is for them so that you can maybe inject them into your browser overlay? There's a whole lot of technical stuff that I'm not technical, but I've done some stuff with like vibe coding and stuff to try and figure some stuff out, and getting the AI to do some investigating to figure out is it doable and how would we go about it? What's the options? But if YouTube could provide that, which they should, then I think they would get better use out of the feature, particularly on horizontals. I don't know how well they were doing on verticals when they were just vertical and just in certain countries. They're in a lot more countries now. I thought they were never going to roll it out at all, but I'm glad when they rolled it out that they've now rolled it out to horizontal. So I'm happy about that, but I'm not happy about the lack of visibility on when people drop them. If you don't notice it in the chat or have it in some sort of aggregator like Social Stream Ninja, then you can overlook them very easily, because they don't really stand out in the chat that much either. I think on YouTube they put a little emoji of the GIF that's been animated and whatever the text is, but then otherwise it sort of just looks like it's just another comment, with text and an emoji. So that's my mini rant for today. If you're out and about this way, watch, listen, or on the move, yeah. The other stream is helping people who are out and about. Yeah, the vertical, yeah. No, certainly. I vertical stream every week now, and I've sort of built it in, and I'm waiting for them to roll out the feature that we talked about in one of the news stories today, with a dual injection, so you can have the vertical and horizontal come at the same time, integrated chat, the whole bit, where you can send them the two individual feeds instead of having to, currently, if you use the dual screen feature on YouTube side, it just crops the middle of the frame. So right here, it just crop me, and then I could lean out of the thing on the shorts, which I'm doing now anyway, because that's how I've got cropped on that particular scene. But here, I can do different things. So if you're watching the vertical feed and I go to a different scene, then, if I go to my phone scene, then, the horizontal sees it one way, and then the vertical sees it another way. There, I'm just showing you, I've just got my vertical feed on the phone right now. But, I can customize the vertical feed to fit the vertical a format instead of just always having what you're seeing now on the vertical, which is just me cropped in the middle. So yeah, interesting. Need to count that for last call. Yeah, I just never know how long it's going to go. Yeah, Sal agrees. Yeah, indeed. So yeah, I think we've got to call it now because like I wasn't expecting to stream for 2 hours and 50 minutes today. I was expecting to stream for like an hour and a bit. That's like what I normally do. So make sure to I'll pull this up real quick, but just ignore the Nimmin Live part. Nimmin Live 9 a.m. That didn't happen, so just nix that. But Opus Clip channel today. Roberto Blake and Andrew Ken, 1 p.m. Eastern today. Don't forget Chantel will probably be live at 7 p.m. Eastern on Sunday tomorrow, and I'll be back next week with YouTube Creator News 7:30 a.m. Eastern as usual. And I think I want to thank everyone for joining me today. Those who are still here, those that were with me in the news part of the stream, those that have joined me since. Appreciate you. Thank you for those that dropped the jewels, those that dropped the gifted memberships. Appreciate you all. And I will see you next week. And always have to look down and figure out where my button is. And let's remove that. And I will catch you later.